All right, Shalom. Shalom. All right, for the real Hebrew Israelites coming out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, first and foremost, we need to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakak Wadash.
Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who learn this truth from. And peace, love, and salutations to all you Akim out there that's pushing this truth and truth sincerity. We out here on another rainy, all right, Saturday to proclaim liberty to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and confusion of faces, the Israelites, all right? Because that's who salvation is for, man. All right, matter of fact, can we open up in, I think it's Acts, the 5th chapter, verse 29? Because that's who salvation is for, man. That's who the Lord, who you really call Jesus Christ, died for. All right, we're gonna get into some of these mysteries that your the church is not revealing, that mysteries that are given to ordinary mortal men. All right, so just start from Acts 29.
This is Acts chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men.
So we go to the scriptures, all right, because we obey the Most High and His commandments, all right? And Messiah said, if you love me, keep my commandments, all right? We don't go to a pastor pork chop or a mega church pastor to get the word, all right? So we obey the Most High rather than men, you know?
The powers of our fathers raised up Yahweh Shai, whom ye slew and hanged upon a tree. Him have the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel. To Israel.
To Israel, not the whole world. All right? You get that John 3:16 messed up, man.
That's right.
Because when you look at that word is cosmos, man. Which means an act of harmonious arrangement or government. All right? That's Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you confuse the faces out here, man. Repentance is only given to Israel, not the whole world. All right, that's been a misconception in these churches, man, where God is for everybody and God loves everybody. No, He doesn't, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's a mystery that was given unto us. That's why Yahweh Shai said, I'll be with you all to the ends of the world. Because even after Yahweh Shai's departure, He came to the Americas. He went to the Americas and He spoke to the Northern Kingdom, which is the Latin tribes and the Native American tribes. So even these individuals that try to speak on the concept of world this, world that, it was always revolved around the Lord's interaction with His people, the peculiar people Israel.
That's right.
And he did, and that's exactly who He died for. You got it, bro. Yeah. So I mean, these are the mysteries that were given to. What's that scripture that Hebrews 1:9?
This is Ephesians 1 verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of His will, according to His good pleasure, which He had purposed in Himself.
All right, so this is a mystery. All right, when you open up the Bible, it's a mystery, man. All right, you gotta have the proper teachers. The proper teachers are the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who break the scriptures down, man. All right, ever since they came on the scene, well, even before that, but when they came on the YouTube scene in 2007, man, they've been revealing these mysteries. All right, salvation is for Israel. All right, we're still here in bondage under the so-called white man who's the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's a mystery in itself.
Yeah, get 2 Thessalonians 2. Yeah, get that.
All right, there's many mysteries out here, man. All right, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
That's a mystery.
Who the so-called white man being the devil that the Bible speaks of? That's a huge mystery.
Yeah, that's a huge mystery. That's a huge mystery that's been a stronghold on our people, man. Because they have Stockholm Syndrome, as we mentioned last week. All right, they love their oppressor to the death, man.
Yeah, good.
They give you little goodies. They're fine with getting captives, man.
That's right.
All right, but yeah, break down that word mystery in Ephesians 1:9.
All right, this is mystery in the blue letter. It goes into Mysterion, and it is hidden thing, secret, mystery, generally mysteries, religious secrets,
Oh.
Confined only to the initiated and not to the ordinary mortals.
We're not ordinary men. You know, people look at us day to day as if we're just some ordinary Tom, Dick, and Mary. All right, we're not ordinary men. We have the mysteries that were given to us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shai through our teachers, man. All right, we're going to keep stressing our teachers, man.
Can I bring this out, please? This is Amos 3:7. And it says, surely the Lord power, Yahweh Shemiah Shai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Deuteronomy 29:29. And the bad thing about being a prophet, in the sense of a good thing, of course, is the prophets always get their heads up before calamity comes. They get it before the news forecasters. They get it before the prognosticators. Anybody that looks at the news or actually looks afar along, the Most High already puts that divine spirit on prophets. All right, before Babylon even knew the fall,
That's
like,
right.
for example, in the book of Daniel, Daniel was speaking to Nebuchadnezzar in the grandeur of Babylon. That wasn't trying times for Nebuchadnezzar at that time, but he was speaking about how he's gonna that kingdom is gonna collapse. And sure enough, that whole kingdom diminished.
Yeah.
Same thing with Greece, Persia. Same thing with America.
We in the 10 toes of that statue. It's like you said, the beautiful thing about a prophet is, imagine, we're telling you things that are now to pass that were prophesied, some things 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 1,000, and so on and so forth. So that's what's so heavy about the mysteries,
Yep.
is that it was already revealed, it was already spoken of, but now it's coming to pass, So I just want to throw that out there.
This is Deuteronomy 29, verse 29. The secret things belonging to Yahweh Shemiah Shai, our power. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
Yeah, these are secrets, man. You're not gonna get it at the church, man. All right? You're not gonna get it at the harlot house, which promotes homosexuality, man.
That's right.
You're not gonna get the mysteries of the Most High in the church of Scientology, theological schools. Where's in the scriptures that the Messiah went to theological school, man?
Right.
Where is that in the Bible?
Right.
That's a man. All right, can the brother get Acts chapter 5? The last part of Acts where it says, if this be the will of men. I don't bring it up. Real fast, Acts 8, and I'll start at 27. And he arose and went, and behold, and a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot, reading Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran over or thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understand thou what thou readest? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
And that just shows you the power that these words are living, man. Because our forefathers back then, going on what, about 2,000 years ago, when that was happening, was going into the prophet Isaiah even then, and we still going into the book of Isaiah to this very day. They weren't dealing with the book of the dead. They weren't looking to be broken down. They didn't go up to them and ask them, what is the Quran?
Yeah.
Shit, the Quran wasn't even around back then.
Revelation. He didn't ask about the book of Enoch,
Right.
He was trying to get understanding in certain manuscripts that was already published, man.
That's right.
Even though it was made public to the majority of the people, because he was reading the book of Isaiah. And he was trying to get the understanding. And he was saying, how can I know unless some man actually guides me through these scriptures, giving me the spiritual GPS to connect precept amongst precept. Continuing on. How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. The place of the scripture which he read was this: he was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before the shearers, so opened he not his mouth.
In his humiliation, his judgment was taken away. And who shall declare his generation? For his life is taken from the earth.
In his humiliation.
Say again.
I was just pointing out a word. It said in his humiliation.
Right.
So he was humble enough to ask for some help.
Yeah. And when he was reading the script, he didn't understand that prophecy was going into Yahweh Shai. All right, that prophecy was already written in the time of Isaiah during the time of Babylon, but that prophecy was to fast forward and pertain to a particular individual.
Right.
And it's the same thing with a lot of prophecies ancient men wrote. They would write those different prophecies, and a lot of it would apply to the time that they're of now, like Isaiah the 13th chapter, Isaiah 14th chapter, where the king of Babylon and the fall of Babylon. But it applies more so in these days now.
Yeah, it's reincarnation.
The reincarnation of these kingdoms.
That's right.
So continuing on, it says, in his humiliation, his judgment was taken away. And who shall declare his generation? For his life is taken from the earth. And the eunuch answered Philip and said, I pray thee, of whom speaketh the prophet this? Of himself or of some other man? Yeah, just like in the book of Psalms where it speaks about David actually wrote the song where he spoke about how he was marked.
Yep.
He spoke about how he was basically pierced of men. But David never went through those different calamities. He had a different run with things of that nature where he had to flee his kingdom, but he never suffered torment, physical torment by the hands of the enemy. So even when David was writing certain songs, they weren't even pertaining to him in the spirit. He was moved by the spirit.
Psalms 137. The daughters going into the daughters of Babylon, singing. He was going into slavery.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, that lets you know that David was a prophet, man. He was a king, he was a warrior, and he was a prophet, man. But I want to get back to that point about the Ethiopian eunuch. He had to have somebody that taught him, man.
Can I bring out something for you?
Oh, never mind.
This is Romans 10 and 14. And it says, how then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? Verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
That's what we're bringing out here, man. You might think that we're just cussing the so-called white man out, the black woman out. You might think that we're just some rough guys, but we're actually bringing glad tidings. We're actually telling you there's going to be a transition of power where you don't have to be a slave anymore. You don't have to clock in, and you're going to be rightfully in your lot as a person of power, man.
That's right.
So these are good tidings and good news, but you gotta have teachers to give you that understanding to let you know the right from the wrong, right? You break down read that out there.
But you know, brother, if I could add, what walk of life would you never have a teacher in? If you want to master the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai, you have to be taught by somebody with a hell of a lot more experience than you. That is the nature of everything. If you want to be a painter, you can't decide you're just going to be a painter tomorrow and paint a whole house. You have to be an apprentice under somebody. So I just wanted to throw that out there. In all walks of life, there's an apprenticeship.
Governors and tutors until the time appointed, like the teacher said.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta have even in the entrepreneur lifestyle, you gotta have a mentor, man. They actually tell you
That's right.
How to move to avoid certain pitfalls. You know, so it's the same thing in the streets, man.
That's right, Doc.
You just didn't wake up and decide you want to come to the highways and byways, man. All right, when we was in the world, man, we weren't really thinking about doing the work, man, but the Spirit of the Lord came upon us, and we had to learn from certain men who paved the way. That's what's wrong with you young punks out here. That's on the scene.
Yeah.
All right?
You scrappy dudes.
Yeah, scrappy dudes. All right, you young punks. You don't have respect for the elders, man. All right? That's why we give reverence to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because they've been laboring for a long time. They've been laboring, man. Some of the elders been in the truth. I was like a snot-nosed kid, man. Or some brothers weren't even thought of, man.
That's right.
So that's why we give reverence to our elders, because they teaching us the right way.
Yeah, that's why you pay credence. The word credence, I think that's where you get the word credit. You know,
That's right, Doc.
which is a form of respect because they've been doing this for a number of years, and they went through the hardships. They went through the good, the bad, the ugly, so they could show us and direct us to path which to go and which not to go.
That's right.
All right.
This is 1 Timothy 5, verse 17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine.
Who else is that, man?
Yeah.
That ain't Nate Satan. That ain't General Krispy Kreme Johanna. All right. That ain't Elder Ricardo GOCC. These guys took a break. It
Sure as hell ain't Al-Azhar.
It ain't hell no. It ain't them. It ain't Barack and the HODC. All right. It's the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man. And that name was given to them through the Spirit and power of the Almighty. So we give double honor to the elders and the apostles because it's in the scriptures, man. And they've been laboring, like I said, for decades, man. All right, been out here in the rain, been out here in the snow, been out here with scoffers. All right, bringing in fruit meat for repentance, as it says in Matthew the 3rd chapter, man. All right. So how dare you young punks out here, all right, thinking you the new kid on the block? This ain't the rap game, man. Yeah. This ain't I'm the like you got that Little Wayne best rapper alive spirit, man.
That world star hip hop spirit.
Yeah, world star hip hop, like you the next phenom. All right, like you Zion Williamson or something, man. All right, you got to give double honors to your teachers, man. All right, because they've been laboring and toiling even before you was thought of, man.
Right.
Here it is. They give us the mysteries of the scriptures through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shah. All right, one of the mysteries is that RFID chip, man, and it's coming soon. All right.
Shit is here.
Yeah, it's here.
Mandatory is coming soon.
Yeah, mandatory is coming soon.
Second,
That's right.
2 Timothy 3 and 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous. Verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters.
They're covetous, man. They wanna be on the scene 2 years, and it's like, oh yeah, we got all the breakdowns. I'm gonna take a piece of Great Millstone. I'm gonna take a piece of ISUK. I'm gonna take a slice of IUIC. I'm gonna take a slice of HODC 12. I'm gonna take a slice of AOI. I'm gonna take a slice of
GOCC.
and Daniela, and I'm gonna just mix it in the pot.
That's totally off, man.
Gumbo Israelites, man.
That's totally off because that's out of order. You know, it's like when you think about it, like when you're eating cereal, right? You just eat one type of cereal. Don't be putting 8 types of cereal in one bowl.
Or mixing different types of liquids, man.
You don't do that.
That's off, man. Like you
Mix it light and dark.
tequila and vodka, that's going to slap off, man. Hell yeah.
No, goddamn tequila and Hennessy, man.
With a beer.
Light and dark.
With a beer.
Beer and wine, that don't mix right, and it's all about the digestion because your body is only supposed to actually have pure spirits within it, so to speak. You know, if you put multiple spirits within your body, your stomach's gonna turn, you're gonna vomit it all over. And that's what happens to a lot of them guys. They're trying to push in this spirit, push in that spirit, and what happens at the end of the day? They vomit up the truth.
Yeah.
Like this guy Adam Abbott. You know, Apostle I was going into that, how he just extreme mockingbird, man.
Yeah. They're extreme mockingbird because they don't take the information and look up words for themselves. They don't look up the research. It's just, I'm going to take what they did and then copycat it. You know, copycat Israelites. You see that going on with these Christian pastors too, because they know that the apostles and elders to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shah got the truth. So now you start to see these Christian pastors, all Babylon is America. Now the mark of the beast, the chip, they got that from the apostles and elders, man. Yeah. So that's continuing on with these Israelite camps.
I got something for you real quick. This is Proverbs 13 and 25. And it reads, the righteous eateth to satisfy of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want.
If I may say, that's a perfect scripture because I was just about to say, there's no absorption. There's no absorption if you're a mockingbird or if you're a parrot,
Yep.
you're not absorbing anything. When you eat, can you reread that?
Yeah. This is Proverbs 13 and 25. It says, "The righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul."
All right, the righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, or your spirit. So when you eat something, you absorb the nutrients out of that specific type of food that you have.
Yeah.
All right. Now what these dudes doing are being a mockingbird or a parrot. They're eating and just regurgitating.
Yep.
That's all they're doing. Nothing is being absorbed, and they're not taking it for face value. What they really don't care about is their own salvation.
Yep.
Because if you did care about your salvation, you will absorb the things that the apostles and elders are feeding us via Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, because it's like with bodybuilding or just living a healthy lifestyle. You have micronutrients and you have macronutrients. And your macro is the big ones, like your fats, your carbohydrates, and your proteins. And you got a lot of just big meathead bodybuilders or people that live that lifestyle that their main purpose is to eat just chicken and rice. And they don't consider the micronutrients, which is what does micronutrients deal with? That deals with the structuring of your bones, you know, the strength of your bones and so on is your blood.
I was just about to say,
You know, things of that nature. So if your macro is not on point, you're not even going to absorb that big stuff, that meat. So you're trying to take down a big chunk of meat, and your digestive enzymes ain't on point to ingest that.
That's the spirit you're talking about. What these dudes are just spiritual creatine. They're just water weight.
Yeah, water weight.
And when they stop using it, it just goes away and diminishes.
You try them, and they just.
Yep. Muscle atrophy. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
He spoke about, the macro and micronutrients. One of those could be, especially when you have like a major carb diet or protein diet. Like you said, when you digest that, it puts a lot more work on your digestive system. So in the balance of all that, what you should be doing is adding herbs.
Ooh.
So like the nutrient that added that is chlorophyll. Okay?
Yep.
Chlorophyll, and then of course vitamin D. So the same thing that plants do with the photosynthesis when they absorb the sun, they absorb the sun and it produces more chlorophyll. You can use more vitamin D. So we can use chlorophyll as well. That comes from the fiber in your leafy greens.
That's right.
From the spinach, your kale, things of that example. That helps when you go through the digestive system. What that does is it helps turn all of that weight, all of that stuff into energy and the sugar, so it gives you more energy so you can work out and breaks those things down. So you gotta, like scripture said, we went into was it 1 Corinthians 12, you gotta take more consideration of your uncomely parts.
Yes.
You gotta consider your liver, consider your stomach line. You gotta consider that. That makes the body run more efficient.
Yeah, because when you destroy those certain parts of your body, it's really hard to reobtain that. Having a bad liver, having a bad kidney. And that comes from excessive eating of the things that's just desirous to the tongue.
Sorry.
Instead of the bitter herbs, the scripture speak about them bitter herbs, man.
You brothers, I'm going to read it. This is Romans 14 and 1. And it says, "Him that is weak in the faith receive ye, but not to the doubtful disputations. For one believeth that he may eat all things, and another who is weak eateth herbs."
Herbs, man. A lot of men, they see them herbs. That's like a hobgoblin to them, man. And that's talking about like physically and spiritually.
You can read that whole chapter, really.
And what's a spiritual herb? The Hebrew.
Yeah.
The Hebrew.
That's a bitter herb.
Bitter herbs, very bitter.
Papa always talks about brothers not getting into the Hebrew a lot.
Yeah.
That's like a bitter herb, man. But that's a part of being a Hebrew Israelite. Another thing is just, I'll say words in general. Looking up words. So if you look up the word for mark in the Greek in Revelation 13, you'll understand what the mark of the beast is.
That's right.
Which is the most controversial topic.
That's right.
That's right.
So you got this, like the brother Bars always saying, you got spiritual herbs, okay, and you got physical herbs, but the spiritual herbs is like what the brother Carl was speaking about. That's the thing that really get guys, run away from the truth.
Niggas want Kool-Aid. They want this doctrine to be Kool-Aid all the time.
Kool-Aid is hallelujah.
if I may say, since we're speaking on the herb topic, and it's beautiful that you brought out the Romans 14, because the scripture also tell you, just paraphrasing, that too much access of meat is a bad thing.
Ooh.
So even so, if you too deep into these quote unquote deep breakdowns and this and that, and instead of getting into your simple and basic Hebrew, you're gonna choke on your meat. But also, like the brother was saying, he kept mentioning, the brother to Zion kept mentioning fiber. Fiber makes you shit. Okay, so if you have an excess of too much protein in your body, that's bad for you. You gotta
colon cancer.
You got colon. You gotta let things out. You gotta let certain things out at certain times, but you have to use those herbs, like he said, to turn the lining of your stomach, to get your bowels moving. Okay, and you can
get your vitamins.
Get your vitamins, and you can get those things up. You won't have too much excess protein. You know. You know the breakdown of Revelation, but can't tell me Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's true. Yeah.
This is Proverbs
23:8.
The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up,
Ooh.
and lose thy sweet words.
Yeah, these guys are vomiting up. They're trying to be deep. They can't even get the basic breakdowns. My brother get Hebrews 5 and 12. Like, they can't even get basic breakdowns, but all of a sudden you want to be on the scene trying to break down Revelation 13 and 16. Break down Revelation 17, Revelation 18. You just want to do it for the ladies, man. That's all it is. You want to do it for the box. You want to do it for the fame. You just want to be like,
Sounds like Joel, man.
I'm gonna talk God again. That's all you guys want to do, man. You want that vain glory, man. You want to be big Hebrews. Yeah, you want to be big Hebrews, big Judah.
Big Judah.
Yeah. Everybody want to be Judah, man.
You have that saying that everybody wants to be the chief, but nobody wants to be the Indian.
Yep.
They feel like there's not a glory in that role, which really, in this truth, we're all spiritual soldiers, man. You start with the basics and then you work your way up. Going back to the building structure, this is truth without edification. When you edify somebody, in most cases, if it's somebody that's coming to listen or obtain the word, you hit them with the basics. You know, their nationality, understanding who they truly are, understanding who their enemies are. That's the basics, and then you build upon that.
Yeah.
The more deep spiritual principles.
Yeah, start out with the 12 tribe breakdown, man. You know, instead of getting into the heavy meat, man. Because a lot of guys, especially in this city, all right, we're not gonna name no names.
Everybody outside of us,
They
man.
try to build on another man's foundation, and then they try to break down the scriptures as if they deep. And they can't break down any damn thing, man. They're not even breaking down the 12 tribe breakdown, man. They can't even tell you who you are according to the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know, in the city alone. So imagine all 50 states of false prophets, man.
Around the globe.
All right, it's not just Adam Abbott. It's a lot of guys that just can't break it down. Oh, you got that script out. All right. Yeah, Hebrews 5.
This is Hebrews 5 verse 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Sit your ass down, man. Sit your ass down. Be humble. Be like, all right, man. Well, we don't understand the breakdown. Here it is. All right. Well, Great Millstone. You making a whole bunch of videos about us. Let's reason together. All right. We don't know the mark of the beast. Let's just listen to the elders break it down. And Apostle Tahar said you guys came to the camp twice. So obviously
That's crazy.
you know the breakdown. So you got a spiritual amnesia or something. You should be like, hey, you should be humble. The scripture say the meek shall have the earth. So you should be meek and humble. Say, look, we don't understand that fully. We're gonna investigate and we're gonna watch these videos from back in the day. And, you know, the video's been out there, man. You can go to videos from 2011.
Jake is something else, man.
It's like
The Genesis breakdown
Jake
still
don't
out
want to
there.
sit down. Jake want to be the man. It's all, you know, we're alpha males. We all want to be the man, but there's a balance to that.
Hey, even when you're dealing with the wolf pack, you know, even though you have an alpha wolf, that doesn't necessarily make all the other ones betas like they all bitches. So
Right.
they just understand the hierarchy.
Right. It's
Yeah, and that's the truth of it. We all alpha males at the end of the day, but we understand there's levels to it, man. And we respect order, but it's just like the brother was saying, it all goes back to men that want to be the head hunter. They want to be the king of the mountain, and they want to knock everybody else off and be the last man standing. This ain't no WWE Royal Rumble type.
I got something for you.
The king of the ring.
I got a scripture for you real quick. Real quick. This is Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 11, and it reads, "I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happened to them all."
This is not a swift race, man. What do they say? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Is that what they say in the world?
Right.
All right, we got to actually there's levels to this, man. All right, we got men in this camp who've been laboring, all right, for a long time, man. Going on 9, 10 years. So how the hell not sit up here and be like, oh yeah, I want to be an elder now? All right, that's something I don't want no part of, man. We don't play our part. All right, the scriptures in 1 Corinthians 12 talks about the body. There's different administrations to the body, man. And these got it goes back to Hebrews 5, man. They don't understand the different parts of the body, man. They want to be the head when they're actually all the way at the pinky toe, man. The pinky toe is important, all right. But they want to be the top guy. They want to be the new guy with all the breakdowns. That takes a lot of responsibility to lead a nation, man. Do you guys not understand that you're misleading a nation with your false breakdowns?
No, they don't see that.
And the consequence is severe death, man.
That's right. That's right.
They don't see it that way because this is all fun and games to them. You know, they like you said, the brother was going into the another bitter herb. I have another bitter herb, a bitter herb of swallowing a strong pill of humility. That's what this walk's about. It's about being humble, man. This says the meek shall inherit the earth. If our king, real quick, I'm gonna say this. If our king, King David, had enough humility to say, I just want to be a doorman in the kingdom of heaven. And he's the king. He's the king. But then you got like Jake that come along, and it's like, what the hell? What do Jake be on? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you said, the pressure that come with it. Imagine here it is, you thinking that I want this position. Okay, well fine, take the position. Now you got 100 men coming your way, 1,000 problems, the pressures that come along with that. You know.
That's what we're seeing with these guys, Adam Abbott. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing this guy taking, okay, well, I want to do my own thing. Because he could have easily been GMS so-and-so. You know, east side, whatever part of, I think, Baltimore, wherever they at. He could have, wherever they at.
Baltimore area.
Yeah, you know, DMV2, he could have easily been GMS. But no, he's going to do his own thing. All right? WFI, Adam Abbott, they want to do their own thing, do their own leader. And they got all these following, all these questions, all these Gmails and emails and comments. And when it comes down to certain breakdowns, they haven't done the necessary research to sit down. So what had coming, a little 11 led to the whole lump. They kept putting things off. Scripture talks about in the Apocrypha where it says, when thou seest a man of understanding, get thee beat time unto him and wear out the steps of his door. It also says too about continuing the doctrine of the apostles, knowing who not is learning. When it comes down to getting deep, they don't want to take deep. You got like you gotta be like the church of Berea, man. The things that Paul said, it's better than you Acts 17. And you can break it down. I'm just throwing it out there for brothers, you know. But the point is, when you go into that chapter in that book, the church of Berea, they were considering what Paul was saying and saying, well, okay, we got to be in the scriptures. There's got to be something that because he's done all these powerful work. What else is he bringing out? But these guys don't do that because it's an internet, YouTube, quick fast praise. Like the brother said, what it does is it stifles out the herbs. McDonald's sells you what? Hamburgers and French fries. Made in Greece. There's nothing healthy about that. You got a lot of McDonald's Israelites.
Well, hell yeah.
You know?
And just to add to your point, there was one here in the U.S. where soda sales outsold water, man. Water purchases actual soda actually outsold that.
Yeah, I said that.
And you got a lot of people that's anti-water. And these scriptures is everything. It's always called water. So to speak, always regarded as water.
pH 8.0 and up.
Look at John 7:38, man. Jake don't like water, man.
Yep.
Jacob making a New Year's resolution to drink more water.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Right. Drink more water.
The brother put the text. This rap chick says she don't drink water, man. It's these GMO Israelites, man, who can't, like
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 5:8 mentions, man. Mentions women should bring forth monsters. All you guys are just monsters, man. GMO ramen noodle eating niggas. All you want to do is drink Pepsi all damn day, man.
Yep.
All right?
And malt liquor.
Malt liquor.
Can I read something real quick for you, real quick? Real quick, going into this character. This is Ecclesiasticus 6:2. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull, straying alone. See, straying away from the order that's being set up by the Lord. You just over there, you just going according to what you feel is right, you know. But you got it back, brother.
Because the scriptures say, "Woe to him that is alone." And Ecclesiastes 4. These guys want to be that lone wolf spirit.
Yep.
We be over here. And then at the same point, the same time, which makes no sense. Y'all want to talk about unity.
Yeah.
We gonna come together.
We got hate.
Yeah.
It's really unity with everybody except GMS. They should just say it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna hit y'all with this, man. They got this unity camp coming up here in Atlanta.
Oh, God.
January the 24th and 27th. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of false prophets out here. Yeah, they're gonna be on our same. They're gonna be in the same places we was at.
Gonna go to CNN.
They're gonna be at CNN.
I saw.
See me. Well, hopefully, you know, the Lord, you know, shows who's who.
Yeah, please. Open the ground up, Lord. Do something new.
Yeah, do something new in there. And you got a lot of guys that murmur and talk shit, man. And they know that we teaching the truth at the end of the day. Because even a lot of those guys at HOI, and they had one particular instance where somebody came to the camp and asked about rape, and they defended the cause, so to speak. They went to Isaiah 13 and said, yeah, the Bible speaks about rape. So you other guys that try to, basically mock us and spit on us, basically crucify us, what about that? Right. But when we say it comes from the scriptures, and we'll go to the scriptures. It ain't like we saying it, and somebody asks, we like, nah, we gonna reveal that. Nah, we bring it out the scriptures. Yeah. Those are situations, those are occurrences that happened back then. Yep. So I mean, what we gonna do? We gonna all get our Bibles and cross out the rape scriptures, add to the word, take away from the word. That's the act worthy of death.
Forbidden.
It's forbidden. What did Paul say? I shall not to declare unto you the whole gospel.
Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yep.
Oh man. We stomping these little pups out, man. Throw them in the dog pound. Send them to boarding school. Mm-hmm.
This is Hebrews 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of your house, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
Yeah, you gotta break down the basics, man. Like we just mentioned, you gotta break down the tribes. Like for instance, the tribe of Zebulon. All right, you gotta be able to break down how that relates to the end times. As a matter of fact, let's get that scripture right quick, man. Genesis 49. Let's start at verse 1. All right,
yep.
These are the things that they don't teach, man. It's just they just want the views, and I believe some of that stuff is set up sometimes, man.
Of course.
Like Sakari. Catholics versus Hebrew Israelites, Pentecostals versus Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, what the hell he find? What the hell? Every denomination is on that one strip.
I know it.
Yeah,
and then I don't want to debate.
Jewish scholars, Rothschild versus Sakari, Hebrew Israelites.
And so some damn hour and a half debate. Like I don't want to debate for an hour and a half. That's some bullshit.
I got time for that shit.
Because what Jake love is what? Controversy. When we used to be in 5 Point, we was debating every goddamn week. And you look at them views, the views be 2.8 thousand views, 13,000 views, 8,000 views, 5,000 views. But when it's just pure edification, going into waking Jacob, really getting into building their spirits up, actually staying away from wickedness, just pure organic edification. Jake ain't trying to hear that shit.
JB yawning.
I know, yawning, tired.
I feel like I'm in high school again.
If a brother in the camp makes a video about IUIC, that's gonna get 1,000 views. All right, but if you, like the brother said, the Hebrew history.
Go into a map. You ain't gonna get no views on that video.
He's on school to do it. That's the American school education system.
let your video be longer than 10 minutes. Shit. I'm not watching it.
But you'll see some nigga ass videos. It be something stupid as hell on YouTube, arm wrestling contest. That shit say 24 million views. You literally got 24 million people that actually watching this what you used to say, Ecclesiastes, folly is setting
Great didn't you?
Yes.
They want to be a cult of personality, and that's what you see with the guys on YouTube outside teaching the scriptures, man. They want to be that guy, the guy.
It's funny
that
'cause
all
it's
the
true.
personality on the flare and all the views, and you guys monetize out the videos too. That's another thing, because you try to get edification on one of these guys' videos, and then there's a commercial for Ameritrade. Like, what the hell? Like, you guys are monetizing videos. The scriptures say, buy the truth and sell it not. So what the hell you doing? You click on the video, and there's an ad for some life or health insurance, man. We're not about that, man. We're about getting the hell up out of here by preaching salvation to the 12 tribes, man.
Or you know what these other camps do too? You go in their videos, and the description box it always have where you could pay your tights at, PayPal, and the Cash App account and all that shit. It's like, bro, man, we don't listen. I don't want your money, man. All right, the how about Shem Yahushai takes care of us, okay? We don't need your carnal ass money. We don't need your donations. We don't need that. And now if you want to pay your tithes and you're watching us right now, hey, give it to the elders and the apostles.
That's right.
You know, because they're the ones that are laboring. They're the priests. They're the leaders. You know.
These guys, it's like,
In my car.
let's go to,
Yeah, I can tell
get
you.
to Genesis 49 right
Nah, I don't.
We can give an example
I'll go get it real
of what
quick.
they don't teach, man.
Typically always.
All right, what is Genesis 49?
This is Genesis 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
That's what's happening right now. This is how you identify who the 12 tribes are, what's going to happen to them in the last days. All right? So you go to Zebulon, I think it's verse 13.
And you know another marker too, if I may, that shows a distinction between Great Millstone and the rest of these other camps too, to show you that these other men ain't right. These other camps do not do Hebrew lessons.
Nope.
You will never go on a Teachers of Truth page. You will never go on a Shine Try. You will never go on a Good Samaritans page.
IUIC.
You will never go on an IUIC.
But you know what, IUIC, they be having captains, like they this guy named Captain Kazak. That's the Hebrew name. Right. So why are you not teaching the Hebrew?
You'll never see that, man.
Oh, we don't know the name. We don't need to know that. I don't want to hear the Hebrew. How about Simeon? I don't want to hear that. But you got a guy called Kazak.
Abiel, out there in OKC, which really, when you go to his page, is what you used to go to, it used to be Abiel.
Man, let's scoot this camera.
Because Nathan used to teach the Hebrew. But he stopped because Esau said stop.
You got space for your umbrella now? So we're not bumping? Will we bumping?
That's another thing, man. That's another thing to tell. You got a false prophet, man. You're in league with with Esau, man.
Yep.
Could a brother get I think it's Exodus 23 and 32.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys keep saying the law. Where your fringes? Where your fringes? Where your fringes at work? Where your fringes when you go to CBS? The law. But y'all don't keep the law. We have to keep the law to the best of our ability, as it mentions in Judges 5.
Right.
All right.
It's Exodus 23 and 32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods.
And what is a 501c3? All right, that started with Lyndon B. Johnson after JFK got assassinated, man.
It was a 60.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 60. Yeah, I think it was assassinated in 63, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, when he came to 64. Yeah.
But then Lyndon B. Johnson came in and started that 501c3. So basically, like back in the day, you would get all your information from the church, all right? But nowadays, under that 501c3, they can't reveal certain information. That's why Nate is not teaching the Hebrew, all right? Because that connects you to the Most High. When you send up Hebrew prayers, all right, when you say the Lord's Prayer, that's power, man. It talks about that in Sirach, the first chapter, the prologue to Sirach.
Yep.
All right, things other than Hebrew have more power to it, man. So that's why only this 501c3, and for example, Nate, man, he's under Islamic group. How the hell you call yourself an Israelite and you're under an Islamic group, man? So these guys are making the league with these guys of the other nations. And Esau Edom, man. That's another indication to tell you that that's a false prophet. But you guys in IUIC, all right, you're gonna dress that purple Kool-Aid, so to speak, and you're gonna take that chip, man. Because Nate is gonna give you that Romans 13. And y'all, yeah, we'll just go ahead and we'll keep that.
I hate simplicity.
Let's go ahead and take it.
He worked
You know, we all
construction, so he got work boots. I said, why don't you wear your work boots?
Yeah,
It's 30 degrees outside, bro.
their God is Esau.
Just wear
They
your work
believe in Jesus, man.
You can't be simple like
Alright.
that. That's crazy.
So, go back to that.
You just gotta be patient, bro.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, at the same time, brother, you gotta think. I don't want to be cold. You gotta think.
49, verse 13. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea. And
When you look up haven, it basically goes to the word, like basically, it's a ship. Right, that's what- when you look at the Panama Canal, because it speaks about what happened to the 12 tribes in the latter days, the people that go by the name of Zebulon, which means the Barlawan, which means my dwelling, they would dwell in the land near the Panama Canal. All right, from Guatemala to Panama. When you look at the Panama Canal, I think that was established back in, I think they started building in 1881, and in 1914, they started, it was built. You know, take a cruise ship through there, it's a 10 to 12-hour trip. Because you're going up different sea levels.
Yeah.
All right, you're going up. Basically, you come in from the Atlantic. You come in from the Atlantic and you go down and come into the Pacific. And that saves about 5,000 miles of travel. Instead of going down to South America and coming all the way up, you go through the Panama Canal.
And that saved, federally certain countries billions of dollars just using that canal zone.
Yep.
And that's why you have that movie, The Panama Deception, where the so-called white man infiltrated those Panamanian borders, basically destroyed the Panamanians and compromised the canal zone. Because they know the power of that canal zone, and that's biblical prophecy.
Yeah.
Of the inheritance that the Panamanians were to have. Because really, that's one of the most important things, really the most important thing that Panama is known for, is the canal region.
You know, if I may ask, since we're speaking on Panama, there's two marketplaces that are spoken highly of in the world. The market down in Panama, and in Japan. When you think, and why is Japan another place? Because Japan is nothing but a few islands. It's just islands. So you can go to those two places in the world and you can get fish you can't get nowhere else in the world. That they sell right there. So that goes to show you that that's not some little rinky-dink going to the Tampa Bay or someplace. You know what I'm saying?
I think with Japan, we got the major island, which is the island of Honshu. Which is the Tokyo that you got Tokyo, Kyoto. I think Kyoto is like the main fish port. Well, that's like one of the top fish ports
In the world.
in the world. That's why even it's unlawful. We don't eat it. It's abomination, but a lot of your squid, a lot of your
Oh, them $100,000, them $1 million tunas.
yeah. You know, a lot of, certain fish, tuna, albacore, and all that stuff,
Yep.
they go to that market. And that's also true where you get your MSG from. Because they extract a lot of the MSG from the plant like this. You know? That's why we know you get some little Asian salt. They have to say no MSG now for
Yeah.
that within those little soy packs.
Yep.
You know? So that's a major port. And like the brother said, Panama's a major port. You know?
Get ships around the Atlantic to the Pacific. And that's how you identify who the tribe of Zebulon is.
That's right.
And his border shall be unto Zidon.
That's where the ancient Zidonians would live. Because when you look at the ancient 12 tribes map, the tribe of Zebulon did dwell at the border right by Tyre and Zidon. But that's talking about even today's time now. When you look at the ancient Zidonians and their dwelling quarters, that was over there in Central America.
Yeah.
You look up the
Olmec.
Olmec's heads and things of that nature. So that shows you that those Hamites, and that's biblical, in the biblical records, those Hamites would come to the Americas and they would actually gather certain produce, so to speak, and livestock, and they would bring it back to Solomon through Hiram Abiff. And while they was here, they was establishing idols and structuring so-called sculptural memorabilia, so to speak.
Yeah, relics.
Relics.
A lot of gold, we're going to take it from over there to over here. That's why they had El Dorado. Over here.
And that's just that's just an example of just breaking down the milk, man.
Yeah.
That's just a quick example of breaking down the milk. Now, if you go to the other guys,
We switch over.
that down.
You want to put your hand in your pocket for a second.
You got a lot of so-called Guatemalans and Panamanians. So a brother might hear this, even, oh shit, I'm an Israelite.
Yep.
All right, you guys aren't bringing out any light. You just want to bring out controversy. You want to build another man's foundation. And man, ask them the question. Man, I'm not saying do it, but I'm not gonna go on these guys' pages and start asking questions because they don't know a goddamn thing anyway.
Yeah.
But if you went there, if you went there unexpectedly and you asked them about Genesis 49:13, they can't break that down, man. Because they don't have the spirit, they don't have the unction to know all things, man. Right. And like I said, there's levels to this, man. Like, I'm not on the level as this brother right here, like that brother. Alright? But we have to know these things and able to teach our people, man. We can't be out here talking to 12 tribes without knowing these basic breakdowns, man.
That's why I say you have an unction from the Holy One, 1 John 2:3, and you know all things. Because that's the job of a prophet. A prophet's main job is to be a historian. He's supposed to be the advisor for the king. He's supposed to have a level of wisdom, understanding of policy, being a watchman. A prophet takes the job of many jobs. He's multifaceted, multiverse, so to speak. You know, you can't just be a one-directional prophet. You can't be a prophet for the sake of debate. And really, those ain't prophets; they're profiteers, man. They're looking to do all these things in the name of making money, in the name of getting followers, in the name of getting women, and notoriety. That's not what this thing is about. And I got a precept. Okay. Really going back into the point of this truth actually coming out, this is 2 Ezra 6:26. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And this is the time that we're living in now. The word declared, means, to take away and clear, means clear, to make be clear or clarity. Yep. And how is it being made clear to the prophets of the men of the Lord? Starting off with Elder Abba Bivens, King Mashai, Elder Ariah, the elders and the apostles that teach this word on down. All right, and that's why we're preaching the exact same thing, going into, like the brother said, the mark of the beast, the 12 tribes, World War III, which a lot of individuals, they disregard these prophecies. They don't believe America's going to be destroyed by missiles. But when we attack it from a biblical standpoint, and break it down. We go into the articles. We go into documentations. We go into the language of it, so to speak, the grammatics, compare scripture precept for precept. And when you actually do all these things, you see that the prophecy is so. You know, going into actual, like for instance, in 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, or not the 16th chapter, the 2nd Ezra speaks about the pharaohs that shall be shot from the ends of the earth.
Right.
At that time, there was that type of technology to actually be shot from one side of the earth to the next. And you still don't have physical arrows that can be shot with a physical bow that can be shot from over there in Hong Kong somewhere and land in America. So what type of technology is Ezra's actually getting a vision of some type of projectile instrument that's being shot from one direction of the earth and being shot over to another landmass?
ICBM missile.
Not a volcano.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles. They enter from one continent to another continent and they blow up. That's the ballistic side of it, and they're missiles.
They hit their target.
And they hit their target.
Like an arrow. An arrow is shot to do what? Hit the bullseye.
So even as a prophet of, we're showing those guys don't understand the scriptures because they don't understand the clearness of division. They don't have division.
That's right.
So we have division through the Spirit of the Lord, and what does Scripture say? Make clear the vision, make it plain upon table. You got that precept?
Yeah. I got a precept, and this is just to back you up. Not even to bring it down. This is Nehemiah chapter 8. Start at verse 6. It says, and Ezra blessed the Lord, and he's speaking about Ezra,
Yep.
with great power. And all the people answered, Tawab, with lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshiped the Lord with their faces to the ground. Also, Joshua and Benai and Sherebiah and Jamin, Akub, Shabbatai, Hodijah, Messiah, Kelida, Azariah, Josabad, Honan, Kaliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law.
That was their camp. That was the exact type of vision. And they was getting deep into the scriptures, man. But he said there were Levites, there was priests, and you knew they was bad with them scriptures. They got together, they went into context, they magnified the text of the scriptures.
Yep.
They got the full understanding of the prophecies, and maybe were times where they didn't have, that was the assembly of men in order. They wasn't just debating and going back and forth. You know, they went through the biblical criticism, so to speak. What's the word criticism? Just going to critique. You know, they were critiquing and getting the best understanding through the spirit, and then they would teach the congregation. So it wasn't just winging it.
Right.
That's why there's so many men.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's right.
Right? So it says, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the book of the law of the Most High distinctly, meaning they pinpointed. When it was emphasis placed in certain Hebrew words, they emphasized on what they understood. They emphasized things in the law. Like they went over the law. Now this is back then. Now this is doing the rebooting into the second temple.
Right.
But we're doing the same thing again and rebooting the third temple. So the same way they went distinctly in the words and made sure that people understood that adultery means this. You worshiping Yahweh meant that, and not doing this. Or you not eating this food, but you can eat this food if it got fins and scales meant that. That's what it means by distinctly. It was going to the law.
Because our people are simple, man.
Yeah. And our people had deviated during the time of Nehemiah. They went through the Persian and Medo they was in the Persian and Medes captivity under the release of Cyrus. But when they was under the Babylonians, they started getting that Babylonian spirit back on them, man.
Christmas.
Yep. Christmas,
That's all.
following Babylonian law, like you have the Code of Hammurabi, where they'll say an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And a lot of times they'll speak about that, they're actually talking about plucking someone else's eye out. So even certain scriptural understanding, they would hear those scriptures and they would still lean towards the Babylonian thought process.
Right.
That's what Nehemiah was getting on. They started to get away from the Sabbath. The men started marrying heathens.
Yep.
Started following their customs. That's why it's, I think, believe the scriptures mentioned when Nehemiah was going to put hands on them.
Yeah. Nehemiah 8.
Yeah.
It says Nehemiah 8 and 8. So they read in the book the law of the Most High distinctly, and gave the sense.
Put
So they made it make sense
Zakaria
and caused
Reed,
them to understand the reading.
You gotta make it. You gotta make sense of this, man. You can't just be winging it. And I think that's what it means. No,
Like
man.
5
You gotta
minutes.
have facts.
Yeah.
Man. Like Apostle Barkley was lesson on that yesterday, man. We bring out facts through the spirit of power and how about you know. You can't just wing it and well, we think the mark of the beast well it's spiritual. You know, how you gonna buy and sell with a spiritual mark, man? That don't make no damn sense.
That's carnal. Buying and selling.
You gotta make stuff plain for Jake to understand. And what you're doing is leading people to destruction, man. All right, the scriptures mention that in
That's right.
Ezekiel 13, man. Woe to the foolish prophets who are seeing nothing. You guys don't see a damn thing, man. And I bet you niggas is out there right now. All right, here it is. Apostle Ricard's up there in Baltimore. All right, bringing down the scriptures the right way with the brother Prashad. All right, and then you niggas gonna go out there and give them some bull crap. Cause that's what false prophets, you know, can really get 1 Timothy 4:1 real quick. Because you know the Hebrew is a stumbling block. All right, everything is a stumbling block. Matter of fact, can brother get Romans 11:7 too? All right, because there's a lot of stumbling blocks that's keeping these jakes from teaching the sound doctrine, man. All right, and then with the Hebrew too, these guys, Adam Abbott, they were trying to teach the Hebrew, and they took a page that was made by a brother from Great Millstone, and then we found this website, the realHebrewIsraelites.com. Nigga, that was from Great Millstone, man. I know.
Wow.
What the hell is wrong with you guys, man?
And they always say we found. Like it was some divine discovery. Like, nigga, that page was made first and foremost. You didn't find shit. You found it late.
Well, you brought it out earlier. Was that 1 Timothy 4? About covetous. You know, they have a real covetous spirit on them. Like they just take things and it's just they got that that Brody don't pay for shit spirit on them.
This is 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaking expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Doctrines of the devil, man. Saying the RFID chip is spiritual, man. That's a doctrine of devils, man. All right.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy, hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
You guys are just fixed on the RFID chip. You guys are fixed on the mark that these being spiritual, man. With all these videos of correction, and that's another thing, man. You guys can't take correction, man. The correction is all over the scriptures, like Proverbs, the 9th chapter. All right. I believe it's scriptures about correction and rebuke. I think it's Proverbs 21, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a whole, it goes back to the law too, in Leviticus 19. All right? It's actually a sign of love.
Hey, what it say? Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
He that hateth reproof shall die. A lot of jakes don't like it correct. Them be those same niggas that put their hands on their parents when their parents trying to whoop them and shit. Man. Here it is, your mom trying to whoop your ass. You damn jumping on your mom trying to whoop your mom's ass, man. Just totally out of order. Don't like chastisement. Don't like correction. They were basically just ancient world rebels, man.
Yeah.
To be a better, if I would say this, a lot of these Israelites, they're the Israelites that got put to death for being rebellious sons. But see, our laws not being,
It shouldn't even be alive.
not being executed, you niggas shouldn't be alive.
Shouldn't even be alive.
A lot of you Israelites, y'all shouldn't be alive. Y'all got put to death in your past life for being a rebellious son, and how about you? I just want to put you again in this time for being a rebellious son.
Yeah.
Romans 7:14.
A lot of
Law
y'all
spiritual.
Okay, I'm gonna let another brother blaze in spirit.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going on that.
Hey, if you want to do your
This is 1
Godspeeds,
Timothy
you go ahead and do that.
4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot
Have those
iron,
call your company
forbidden to marry, and commanding to abstain
No, you
from
good, bro.
meats.
Right. But the main point was basically these guys are partnering from the faith. Okay, you know, and we see a lot of that now. It's more men that aren't in the true faith than there are that's in the faith. But that goes into with that number, the 2 parts that shall be cut off and die. That's the 2/3. Okay, having the conscience sin with a high iron, meaning they're not going to be persuaded.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not going to be persuaded. Nothing can persuade them from what they've been taught. Which that goes to, if you go into the ancient world with the sects of the scribes, the sects of the Pharisees, the sects of the Sadducees. I believe it was the Sadducees. They didn't believe in the resurrection or anything like that. Nothing. The ancient Sadducees, they're going to be persuaded to the Holy God being the Messiah, being the one resurrected from life and death. Okay? So you got the ancient Sadducees. They were talking about the doctrine and their spirit and the conscience being seared, man. Okay? A lot of you men are just playing out your lots. We're back in the time of Yahweh Shai again.
All men
We're in
are.
the time of Acts of the apostles.
Yep.
Okay? Because Yahweh Shai said that, matter of fact, can I get, what was that, Matthew 5?
And I was gonna say too, like when you think about fish, and think about grilling, putting some good grill marks on the steak. You can't get them grill marks out.
About to get tips for that.
They
Nope.
deeply coated. They deeply embedded in them dark, the real dark grill marks. It's the same thing with Jake. The scriptures speak about in Jeremiah 17 chapter. How the sin of Judas is written with the point of iron, man. Even with the point of a
Diamond. Yeah.
meaning it's cut deep into the spirit to etch. It's etched.
Diamond cut is that's the strongest surface. Like when you go to like Home Depot and you go get different saw pieces, you have diamond bit,
That's right. Yeah, diamond tip.
diamond tip,
Yeah, saw blades. You got diamond tip saw blades.
and that'll cut through damn near anything, pipes,
That
wood.
and I believe that, but even more rarer is obsidian.
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's Jake obsidian minded, man. Scriptures speak about how they adamant.
Yeah, the flint.
Yeah, flip. Oh, you have that term. You can look it up. With brothers, I gotta get. I'm just saying, flip minded. Somebody that's flint minded, meaning they hard headed as all, hard and stubborn as all hell.
Flint.
It don't matter how
Flint, Michigan.
persuasive. Yeah, Flint, Michigan. And the Lord jumped on their water supply because they hard headed. You got the scripture in Jeremiah 17.
This Jeremiah 17.
I got a precept for you
verse
too.
1. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond.
Dude.
Iron cuts, the ancient style of weaponry, like the ancient Romans, ancient Greeks, they fight with basically that iron material.
Yeah.
It's a more, it's not a glorious material. It's more threatening and severing. And that's Jake, man.
What are syringes made out of? Syringes is made from iron. When you think of syringes like needles, needle points that you use to cut into a man's nerve, that's made from iron.
Some they got steel, some they got aluminum.
Yeah.
Still, represents Jake Brick
I think
Hand.
they
True.
stopped iron because of the
Oh yeah.
But that's Jake. That's our people. No matter what you tell them, how you tell them, you tell them that the consequences and the repercussions of what the actions they're doing, they still don't want to follow that path.
If I could add, I was watching last night this demon, young Pharaoh, and he was talking to one of Nature Boy's followers and shit, right? And I was listening, and I was like, damn, Jake will literally. So this one guy was a follower of Nature Boy, left the country with no money, went to Costa Rica or Bolivia. He went to Bolivia with no money, just enough money to get a plane ticket to go follow this demon. And I'm sitting and I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, Jake will go to the ends of the world for some bullshit. But here we are, we tell Jake to stop eating pork and grow their beard out, stop trying to smash other men's women. Basis of life.
That you can do at home.
And they be
Do it
ready to kill
yourself.
us over that shit.
Do it yourself.
You don't need the box, it's a tutorial guide, you don't need no passport.
As seen on TV.
God damn. I was like, this, and it was a Jake. It was probably a Northern Kingdom guy. I'm like, this guy literally no money went to another country
Left his mother and father.
to follow this demon. To then be basically had his back turned on him. But like I said, I cut it off once the spirit hit me. Like, God damn, Jake will go to the ends of the world for some bullshit.
That's Jake, man.
I'm gonna read this. Hey Jake, Proverbs 17 and 24. Wisdom is before him
Yeah.
that has understanding.
Meaning it's right in front of you. Hidden in plain sight.
Yep.
All this word is easy access. You ain't gotta pay. You don't have to go to you don't have to pay a premium. You have these different individuals on these different sites.
Yep.
I forget the different sites. Like Patreon. We don't have a Patreon.
Yep.
Where you have to pay per month. It ain't no unlockables. No.
Right.
It ain't no Rubik's Cube breakdown, so to speak.
No
You gotta-
DLCs.
Yeah, y'all. You gotta go through different hoops and hurdles. You gotta go through with the Indiana Jones trail and to get the magic book. You ain't gotta go through all that. It's right here on the internet.
National treasure, Nicolas Cage type
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
man.
Fucking Oregon Trail.
Yeah. The thing is, that's what Jake wants, though.
That's what Jake
wanna
wants.
Go through different mountains.
Complications.
Yeah, because Jake is complicated minded, man. This truth is known as simplicity. Simplicity, Yahweh.
Proverbs the 9th chapter.
It says, but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth.
Yeah, the eyes represent your mind, man.
Oh man.
See?
Jake just want to go to the ends of because they think at the end of the day the truth is over there in Thailand somewhere.
It gotta be.
It gotta be. With them Buddhists that meditate,
Them monks.
bald heads and feet, they only eat rice with chopsticks. That's where they think the truth is at.
And then some, there's some statues over there. In this river, where they discovered, the ancient Brazilian
Oh my fucking God.
Gotta pick green
relics
tea
of like
leaves.
the ancient black Buddha. Jacob go all the way over there to the Indus River and think he's gonna go on an Indiana Jones hunt and find the truth.
Some Doctor Strange shit.
Looking for the ancient.
But with no
The
money.
ancient ones are us.
Ancient goes back to the
We're the
Hebrew
ancient
words of
ones.
war.
That's right.
Yep, the Zaquan, the elders. The elders, apostles, that's us, man.
Here it is, the Most High got his men set up in every major city almost in America,
Right.
in major countries around the world. But nah, Jake still gotta go on a quest. A quest with a satchel and a walking stick and a goddamn
And a turban
and
on.
a turban and a camel with a leader. What the fuck, man? I got something for you real quick. This is Ezekiel 3. Yeah, Jake is something else.
So
Man.
bring your ass right up out here.
It's simple, man. Right here in your city.
If I may say, all right, because I mentioned the Proverbs 9, because Proverbs 9, the wisdom says, I mingled the wine, I killed the beast. It done did everything for you already.
Yep,
It made it so simple. All you just gotta do is bring your ass up here and listen.
that's it.
Go ahead.
Solomon the 8th chapter.
A lot of you
Yep.
Jakes, you don't even gotta buy a Bible. Just go to your mother and steal one. It ain't being read.
Wipe the dust off of it.
Breaking it down wrong anyway.
Just take the, that's the thing about it. Like it ain't even like this is some special book you gotta, it's only one book. You can get a Bible from anywhere,
We
man.
ain't in the book of the book of Eli right now, man.
All right, man. Come on,
It's
man.
not the book of Eli.
This is Ezekiel 3. Ezekiel 3, and I'm gonna read a few verses if you don't mind. Ezekiel 3 and 4, and it says, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
Which is starting with the scriptures, the
Yep.
Bible. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech
Right?
and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel.
Keep going.
Not to many people of a strange speech and a hard. Oh, I'm Salaki. I read that already. Surely thou. I'm gonna read that again. Salaki.
Foreign.
Gotta be reiterated.
Yeah.
Strange speech means a foreign speech, meaning we speak the same language, we do the same things, right in your neighborhood. You ain't gotta go to a whole nother side of the universe, so to speak.
Yeah.
Talking to somebody in Mandarin, you ain't gotta sit down and learn a whole nother language.
Russian.
Yeah, Russian.
Or dead. You gotta be like these archaeologists and be learned in a dead language.
Yeah.
Latin.
well, that's how a lot of these guys do. Like these Egyptians. These guys want to go to Egypt. They want to learn the Book of the Dead, communicate with the dead, and resurrect the dead to get.
JP believe it. That's the way that you gotta resurrect the old individuals. You gotta do spirit conjuring, like the witches, and you gotta do all that, man.
It's crazy.
All you have to do is, hey,
Jesus.
the true righteous spiritual conjuring is just reading about the prophets. They already wrote their lives in the book. You don't have to resurrect the dead. You don't have to do all that.
You read about yourself.
You gotta do like T'Challa on Wakanda and lay in that goddamn pit
Oh, yeah, lay
and
in
go
the
back
pit.
to the ancestry world to get an answer. Come on,
That's
Jay.
what Saul had to do.
Yep, so.
Verse 6, I'm gonna read it again. It says, not too many people of a strange speech or of an hard language whose words thou canst not understand.
Right. Going to Bolivia and all that. Well, you understand. Go ahead.
Surely had I sent thee to them,
Surely if the Lord did send you to these other worldly places, go ahead,
they would have hearkened unto thee.
they would have listened. All right, go ahead.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are imputed and hard-hearted.
And what was the point? The Lord said to go preach unto them. They ain't gonna listen to you because they ain't gonna listen to me. So what's the point? The point is teaching so you can get the blood off of your hands. It tells
That's
you that
right.
in the third chapter.
The 33rd. The 33rd,
The
yeah.
third and the 33rd.
Yeah.
So the Lord, he said, the
33rd.
Lord is not sending, he's not sending us out here to go to every, nah. What did the Lord tell the disciples? He said, go not into the city, in the city of the Samaritans, but go to the lost tribe.
That's right.
You just deal, it isn't, at the level you at teaching people.
That's right.
If you get further understanding, you'll know how to discern for the spirits and know what to put out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like the old time, like all travel stuff.
Well, yeah, we watch the videos.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, the internet does the footwork. We push out the spirit. We put it on the camera. The camera does the streamlines, the satellites, and all that. We don't have to get up and take like back then. The Apostle Paul, when he would write those letters, he would have to have messages. He would have to have individuals that would actually take those different messages, make sure the messages were safe,
Yep.
and actually
Type,
talk to
yeah.
those individuals.
You said who?
It wasn't like a post office. He would just give it, put it in the post office, and the post office would take it. Because you got to think, even back then, they knew the potency of
Pony
the message.
Express.
They would actually take that message and corrupt it. So when it would go to the Church of Corinth or the Church of Ephesus, certain churches in Asia Minor, it would be not plagiarized. It would be corrupted.
Yeah.
They might have crossed out certain things, rearranged the letter.
Yep.
And it was hard as hell for him to get back and forth. It wasn't easy access.
That's right.
To go to those churches. You know.
Most of like the Ephesians, the Colossians, Philemon, a few other letters he wrote when he was in his Roman imprisonment anyway. So he needed a sender.
Yep.
Like the brother mentioned.
Titus was one, Titus was one.
Another brother,
Tychicus.
Tychicus, yep.
Tychicus was one too. You know, it was the words of Paul, but it was written by the hand of Titus and Tychicus.
Yep.
And they sent it out.
He had
So we
Timothy.
gotta do that no more.
And
Not
you-
a word. So you gotta go here and there and everywhere. You know, take train, plane, and automobile.
Right.
to find
Yeah.
the word.
If I could add, when you watch that movie, Ralph Rex, The Internet, and when you watch that movie, they showed you the guy that owned they showed the guy that owned the arcade that Wreck-Em Ralph and Penelope was all in. If you brothers have seen the movie, and but basically they show the guy that's the owner. They show him. He sits down at his computer and he logs into the internet, you know. And then they show like this little like, you know, if you've ever played the Wii, you know, you make your own little like character, like an avatar. It's an avatar of him that appears in the modem box. You know, your little Wi-Fi modem box. And he steps onto a podium and he rides off into the internet. It's like the internet is like a literal world. So like his little avatar, which is him sitting at a computer, is really in the Internet of Things. He went to YouTube, he went to the eBay, he went here looking for that, and you see his little man standing in front of a store that looks like eBay, because that's the cyber store, the cyber net. It's like you said, we just simply send out the message, and the message literally just goes out into that world, and it gets pushed out. by us literally being on the phone, this message is the complexity of it being sent out is beyond our own knowing, you know?
Well, that's the Urim and Thummim.
That's right.
It's the Urim and Thummim. The Lord gave the technology that he gave the Levites to the Spirit. He gave that
Because we got the camera.
He gave that to Esau.
It's not raining like that if you brothers want to
And
rest.
of course, Esau, he's going to be able to manipulate it through his science and research. But nevertheless, the Lord gave it to him to make it work.
Yep, Daniel 12.
Even with, because I say there's a lot of these circuit boards with the different elements. Some of them use gold, some of them use lithium and all of that.
Yep.
A lot of that.
Copper.
The reason why the Lord put certain stones and metal together to create the breastplate, create the
That's right.
outward covenant, because it carries vibrations. It's more about the heart. When Esau was trying to put together another Ark of the Covenant, a lot of electricity emanated from it. They got shot.
Yep.
So
They conduct electricity. They're conductors.
so these little circuit boards, these computers and stuff, that's the stuff. We had the
get that
technology
battery?
before, but we're doing it again. But this time,
Can I get that battery?
for the purpose of pushing the word of the Lord. Okay? It's the priest of the Lord. Alright? You get Psalm 19, what you
This is Psalm chapter 19, verse 4. He that, verse 1, a laboring man that is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 1. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity.
No, it's Psalms 19.
Now I'm gonna say the power is like the internet. The internet is also known as what? The World Wide Web.
Yep.
That's why when you enter into it, it's a net.
Yep.
The scriptures speak about in Proverbs the subtlety of the simple. Because the job of the prophet is to push out the spirit, and then it travels the net. It travels the web. And it's going to fall on certain, the voice is going to actually be heard, and it's going to be recognized by the elect. But at the end of the day, he's going to push out the vibration, and the Lord, he's really the power of the wind. He's the power. What the scripture says, the spirit is like the wind.
Yep.
He puts the spirit on the individual to click on the video, or moves the individual to actually come into the grips of the truth.
It's like that
suggest
movie,
the video.
Ready Player One.
Suggestions, yeah. Got that?
Psalm chapter 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Yep, that's talking. Right, it's talking about the Lord making the heavens, the sun, the moon, okay, the firmament. That's what Esau puts these satellites in.
Yeah.
Satellites, and the crazy satellites. Where you put all these, the dishes point up. Okay.
Because the moon is known as a satellite. Or Esau calls the moon a satellite.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they call them.
Because it pushes vibrations on your spirit.
Yeah, come.
The moon has, what's the term? The waves.
Yeah, lunar.
Yeah, tidal wave.
Pulls
You have
on
tides.
water. Yeah, tides, that's right.
Yeah, and that plays on your mind. That even plays on time. Like when you look up the word time, it really goes into the moon. It goes into tide. Going back to Genesis, how the sun and the moon would be for sign. What is it? It's known as a sign for time. Days, months, and years. So
Yep.
and month goes into moon because it's what? It's all a vibration. So you go ahead.
Verse 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth
And day unto day. Because if it says, the thing about it is there's camp videos that we put up 5, 6, 7 years ago. There's camp videos the elders and the apostles put up 10 years ago. That you can still watch right now.
Genesis, the breakdown.
You go on YouTube and you can find upload. But it says day unto day. We got
Verse 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
right. Day unto day uttereth speech, which is the speech of the prophets. You can get up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning when the sun is up,
If it's okay.
and you can start watching videos.
When you come back. It's okay.
Go live and stream. Brothers go live and stream 9 to 11 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the afternoon, and then at night, brothers get off work, they'll put up a video, or brothers get up in the middle of the night, put up a video, and that's the knowledge of the Lord being pushed out. They understand.
I don't think it's necessary. I'll try.
Daniel,
I was gonna get some blood from brother. They ain't get a phone.
I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Let brothers go ahead.
I got it.
get the point. It's a 2 or 4.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, set up the word and seal the book even to the time of the end.
All right, so the book, which is the scriptures, and the understanding of it was sealed up until the time of the end. We're in the time of the end now.
That's right.
Okay?
And seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run and from and knowledge shall
What's going to happen? All the knowledge running to and fro, eventually it's going to speak. You read that in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter.
Yep.
Okay? Because Habakkuk 2, yeah, the brother don't get it. Habakkuk 2, when you go and do it, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, but at the end it shall speak. So the word that the prophet sealed up, the words that Daniel had sealed up, when you go to the time of the end, it's going to start speaking. Go ahead, Habakkuk 2.
Done. This is Habakkuk 2, verse 2. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
That's right.
The time is the end, like you read in Daniel's 12th chapter. Go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak.
At the end it shall speak. So what was sealed up is eventually going to be speaking. Because when you go in Revelation 5, okay, it speaks about Yahweh Shah opening the seals.
That's right.
So when he opened the seals, now we can speak what was sealed up. Okay? Go ahead.
God, it says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it.
So Terry, wait for it. Though it's building up and it takes its time, wait for it, because these words are going to come to pass and manifest. Go ahead.
God, I'm going to continue with this because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up.
Okay, I'll get on that. All right. So it shall surely come, it shall not tarry. Okay? So these prophecies, these words, this understanding and this wisdom, okay, it's being manifested right now. So you can go to video sharing website, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Facebook, you want to see Israelite videos. Daily Motion, you want to see Israelite videos. All right? Let me specify. Great Millstone videos.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, hey, I'm saying we coming to a point where there's only one Israelite group. The rest of these groups are, they're not Israelites, they're Hebrews.
Right.
There's an Israel of the Heavenly Father. Somebody find a scripture of Israel of God. Not our Israel is other Israel. Like Romans 11, not our Israel.
Romans 9.
Romans 9. I want to clarify my point.
Yeah. Was that Romans 9 and 6?
Because they are teaching Israel, but it's not about teaching 95% of the truth, 98% of the truth. It's about teaching the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
That's right.
Okay?
The facts.
Isaiah 8:20.
Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of Yahweh had taken none effect.
Right, not as though the Lord is not taking none effect. They're teaching the Israel, taking this effect in the world. Well, you know, you can't just have one. I mean, if the Lord just wanted one group, it'd just be one group. But he made it the way it's more than one. But it's only one that has the truth.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
For they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
But they are not all Israel, which are in the main effect was the fact that Israelites are going to fall from the faith. You got many falling from the faith. They are not taking heed. They are being rejective and rebellious against the words
Yeah,
coming from the men that the Lord set up.
reprobates.
Yeah, reprobates, man. Okay? So there's only one group that has the truth. So it's raining hard. Cold. You're not gonna have no groups out there like that. Okay? HOI doesn't put out HOI Atlanta or what's her name now?
Sons of Thunder.
Sons of Thunder. Oh God. The Sons of Thunder, they're not gonna post a video week by week. They'll post a video every week, but it may be part of a video from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
No, we are in scripture every week. Something new. But this is growing like rivers of water, man.
Yeah. Scriptures say, "Put off not the day to day the Lord's work."
Right. ISUBK. All right. IUIC. And if they are going out there, it's because from starting with the apostles and the other brothers and elders of Great Millstone, we've been telling the ass to get out there
Yep.
and push this word. Because we're at the end, man. The word is manifested, man. The truth is coming out now. Like the scripture the brother read earlier, the truth shall flourish. So it's flourishing.
Yep.
It's coming to a point where pretty much everybody knows what it is. I remember going to Gym to 5 Points like 6-7 years ago. And,
Yep.
you know, Israel was nothing like that. Everybody was talking about, oh, what is this, what is this? Then after so many years,
Oh man.
oh, Israelites, right? Y'all Israelites, y'all
Yep.
Israelites, right? Okay?
Yep.
I don't get mad when these rap celebrities say they Israel, but they don't push it. They're supposed to push it. That's the result of my work and these other brothers in the other work pushing out this truth.
Yep.
It's about putting the knowledge out there. Who takes heed to it, that's on them. But we warned you.
Yep.
We've told you the problems. We told you what's going to happen. You can't just know you're an Israelite. You got to do more. But the fact that you know, that's the result of our work. That's the result of us having faith and pushing the all about now inside word out there, man. Don't get mad at that. You shouldn't get mad at me.
Yeah, you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth.
Being mad at Kanye West and people more saying Israel. The reason they know is because you've been telling everybody.
Yeah.
What you expect?
And you know, like in the earlier the turn of the century, the 1900s, when publishing became so big, the newspaper companies had what? Paper boys, where they had the boys on the corners, and they would extra read all about it, and then they would read what they would tell you that what the news article was, the main point, and that's all we've done. So, like you said, to be mad at the fact that the people are waking up to the fact of Israel, that's just part. That's
just part of
That's just part of it. All Egyptians know they're Israel. Right.
Esau took from us, man.
Right.
You know? Now what they do with it,
That's
that's between them and the Lord.
Ezekiel 33.
Ezekiel 33, Ezekiel was 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's between him and the Lord.
That's it.
You know? I've seen men big up Great Millstone and say you gotta watch them,
Yep.
get understanding for the prophecy. But I also seen men big up IUIC and they ain't telling them to put them off.
Yep.
And they omitting the names of Yahweh Shai. So it depends on who you follow. It's more to it than just knowing.
Yeah.
But the fact that they know, you shouldn't get mad at the fact that they know. Why are we out here? You know?
1 Corinthians the 3rd chapter. Paul planted.
Yep. Matter of fact, let me get I have it queued up here. I just thought about it.
This is Habakkuk chapter 6, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he should say unto me, and what I should answer when I am afraid. And the Lord, that's what we're doing. Making sure the word get out to him and every possible way. Because he did us to the word. The wedding of Hawashai to be the husbandman.
Yep.
And we the wives, be the five, the virgins, taking the lamb and oil, which is the truth.
The bridegrooms.
Yeah, so we wanted to keep this. Verse 2.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run their route.
It is right, but yeah, you know, give me Romans 10 and 18. That's what I was looking for. That song I was I want me to bring that out. Because everybody's going to hear this word, man. Everybody's going to hear what the prophets have to say through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, and then they're going to get judged. Some to everlasting life, some to everlasting judgment and contempt. Daniel 2. You might get that again.
Romans 10 and verse 18. And verse 18. But I say, have they not heard?
Have they not heard?
Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth.
Yes, verily, truly, our sound, when we were teaching this word, went out into all the earth. So everybody has heard this word.
That's right.
Okay? Kanye, the T.I., the Jay-Z, the Beyonce, the Push, to Obama, the Lil Wayne, to Trump. All right?
Hey, if I could say,
Everybody heard this too.
hey,
John
there's a
McCain.
a lot of you, being that we here, you know, there's a rapper that's from here. You brothers heard of Spody?
Yeah.
So you know, he is a video on YouTube you can watch where he talks about the Israelites. We're Israelites, and you know, on his last CD, listening to it, and he was talking about the fact that he was like, you know, a lot of you niggas, you ain't nothing but a bunch of 2 Timothy 2 niggas. You know, so it's like, you know, and even on the album he talks about, you know, his woman. He called his woman his rib. The same song. That's my rib. So like you said, it's like, yeah, Jake is off. He talking about, you know, doing, you know, drugs and the whole nine and pushing drugs, but nevertheless, that spirit of being an Israelite, it's out there, man.
See, Jake was off when they knew who they were being born into it. They knew it was off.
Yeah.
They was worshiping other gods. You got Greek. You think Timothy's father didn't know he was an Israelite?
Yeah.
But he like that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, Israelite, I'm an Israelite. You know? But I'm yeah. No, I used to have the temple back then.
Yeah.
But Jake was still going on. And another thing too, you gotta remember, this is what they call the Great Awakening. Even ancient elders of Gad talked about there's going to be a time of a great awakening of God's people. You know, so this is what it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Who was that? Albert Einstein made a quote about the end times. People would turn to the prophets. What was that quote? Sir Isaac Newton. What was his quote again? Matter of fact, pull it up if you don't mind.
Yeah, if you can find it, bring it out.
Like I say too, when I was in high school, there was people who knew they were Israelites. You know, I was at that zealous stage, you know, talking to people or whatever. But you had a lot of men and women who knew they were Israelites. I'm talking about, you know, game bangers, I'm talking about sluts. They knew they were Israelites.
Well, in this day and age, who's on the internet for the most part?
Jake.
These young kids.
Yeah.
Young Jake.
Yeah.
These Jake is always on Spotify and YouTube and
Yeah.
on their smartphone. The parents, the parents ain't on the internet like that. They might be on Facebook.
But that's the reincarnating of us leaving Egypt of old. It was the children that got it. It wasn't the old people.
I want to go to get Matthew 5 still too, because that's talking about this last generation too.
Yep.
It's this generation where everything is basically going to come to an end and also going to bring in a new beginning.
You got a quote?
Sir Isaac Newton says, about the time of the end,
Yeah.
a body of men will be raised up who will turn their attention to the prophecies and insist upon their literal interpretation in the midst of much clamor and opposition.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they you have prophets that were rising up in the spirit back then, but the truth didn't come out until 1969 with Abba Bivens, 1970 with School in One West. That's when the full truth came out. You had other Israelites come out, F.S. Cherry.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, early 1900s, late, even early 1800s.
Early 1800s, yeah.
You know, so you know, it was always there, but it wasn't.
It wasn't time.
It wasn't time yet until the last about 50 years or so. Okay.
After they sleep, y'all was out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, too, that 3 days and a half had to be fulfilled.
Yeah, even the half.
Yeah. Even a half. It
That's right.
had to be fulfilled. Okay.
You said Matthew 5, right? You had called Matthew 5 too.
Yeah. They give me Matthew.
Romans 10 and 18. What I say, have they not heard?
That's right. So everybody, to bring back the point, everybody that hears, they've heard the truth. Right?
Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth.
Who's sound? We're talking about the real prophets. We're not talking about these other groups, man.
Right.
The great millstone. Okay? Opposite of comfort.
The opposite.
These other Israelites are comfort. There should be great comfort. We a great millstone, they're great comfort.
Yep.
Okay?
Ain't no other camps outside right now.
Oh man.
All right?
They are in season.
Pretty much, really, when you think about it, every other camp outside of these men is some kind of way outwardly. When they put their videos and they're going off, man.
Yeah.
They're going off hard too. Okay? You know, we got your members, but for the most part, from the top, these dudes be going off, man. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
All right, Con. I'm going to read it. It says, this verse 18 says, but I say, have they not heard?
No, I'm saying this because when you look at who, if this truth is left up to Bishop Nathaniel,
Forget about it.
where would it go? Look what this has done in the last 2 years. Look what Israel, he has to take a plane to other countries.
Yep.
Ghana, in the Caribbean. Because the spirit is not upon, nobody can just start up an IUIC camp in South Africa. No, you got to go through the website, you got to start a kit, you got to register, you got to
Application.
Application. No, same thing with ISUBK. They do the same thing too. All right? You got to be a registered member of these 501c groups.
Yep.
Okay?
They do background checks on you.
Yeah, background check, what you drive, what you pay, all of that.
What's your address?
Your address. Okay? That's why. That's right. It was all in the spirit. There's no spiritual IUIC members.
No.
They're IUIC Tokyo, Japan. All right? But you got members in the spirit that from other countries possibly never go to Germany or Holland. All right? So this is talking about the apostles of great ministry.
That's right.
But I say, have they not heard?
Right.
Yes.
And the rest of the other as well, including ourselves.
Yes, verily, their sound went unto all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
That's right. Because it's about the full truth, not 90% of it, man. Okay? Was that on that scripture?
Con.
I get Isaiah 8:20.
What you got? Oh, this right here? Hey,
This is Isaiah 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not accordingly to this word,
They speak not according to this word. If you're omitting the mark of the beast being a microchip, you don't have this word. If you're omitting the fact that Cornelius is an Israelite, you don't have this word. If you're omitting the fact that rape, okay, is a lawful thing, if a woman is not precocious to a man, you are not speaking according to this word.
Yeah.
If you're omitting the fact that if you rape and the woman is married and she doesn't cry out and don't get you to death, you are taken away from this word.
You could pop the other women of the other nations.
Right, yeah. If you're omitting the fact, right, as a matter of fact, Brother God was talking about that man in Baltimore. If you're omitting the fact that an Israelite man can't deal with the other nations as concubines, you are not speaking according to this word.
You're going off.
All right, you're going off. And that is why I say what I say about the men of great millstone. It's just fact. It's not bragging or boasting. It's scriptural. Okay? There are going to be men that have the whole 100% truth.
Yeah.
Understanding of the scriptures. You got, that's like saying, Yahweh Shai, and the disciples had some of it, but then the scribes and Pharisees had it too. No, man. Okay?
Now, of course, I'll just say this: there was a lot of things that had to be revealed during that time, even during the time of Acts, that the disciples didn't have the full, I ain't gonna say full understanding, but didn't have the full revelations at that time. Like Paul spoke about in Thessalonians, the mystery of iniquity.
Right.
It speaks about in Revelations when John went to the Island of Patmos, he had a whole nother segment of Revelation that came divinely on because of him. But the 100% in that time, in the time of Acts, they had it.
And let me say, they had the doctrine. They had the correct doctrine. The scribes and Pharisees didn't have, and the Sadducees, the scribes really just the ones that wrote everything down. But more so the sense of the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Essenes, they didn't have the correct doctrine. That's what it is. It's about the doctrine. If your doctrine is not according to the word, it's in the Revelation, the 22nd chapter, you ain't got the truth.
Yep.
And like it says, you really got no business teaching. When you should be teaching, you should be learning again. Okay? All right? Yeah, come here again.
Isaiah 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony.
The testimony. What is the testimony? All right? Testimony is basically confession. The testament of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. If you're not coming in the spirit of prophecy, with all these other groups don't come in.
Right.
They don't come in it because the prophecy, the major prophecy is the mark of the beast. That's what I want the last major prophecy. You're not teaching, or you can't reveal what the mark of the beast is. You don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shai on you. Okay? So to the law, not just the law IUIC, but you got to have the testimony too.
Yep.
Okay? They quote Revelation 14 and 12, but they don't understand the scripture.
Sure.
All right? You have to have, you teach the law, like Howard Shaw said about the other groups back then. You do what they say, but not as they do.
Yeah.
Okay? You go into the law, you teach the law. That's all you're talking about. That has nothing to do with this. Knowing whether or not if there's pork in chicken being manufactured, that's not, it's not depending on salvation. The salvation is depending on the prophecy, understanding it. Yes, if you can do your research, and you may stay away from this brand and that brand, too.
Yeah, but it's all defiled, man. Stop being over righteous.
But you don't the prophecy that's bread.
Right.
Yeah. You can't go in there and extract pork juice from it. It's already in there.
That's right.
What you gonna do? Okay?
Hey, it's this place is defiled, man. You know that they say they try to tell you the cleanest thing when you go in a bathroom, like you go to a public bathroom, to not use paper towels, but to use the air blowers. Man, them air blowers are disgusting, man. They literally suck in basically all the fecal matters in the air and shit. And here it is, you think you wash your hands and nothing but fecal matter getting blown on your hands, man. So again, or you go into a public place, you go into the Kroger and you do your own payout. You touch that same screen that everybody else is touching. There's fecal matter everywhere, man.
That receipt is very poisonous.
Yeah, I don't get receipts no more.
It's all types of parabens.
Cash. Using cash money. Cash money.
Hey, cash money. They say all damn near all money. I think they say all $100 bills are coated with cocaine.
Hey.
All of them.
Yep, that's right.
Hey. And that's why Paul was coming so aggressively at the Galatians. The two churches that Paul mainly cussed out the hardest were the church of Corinth and the church of Galatia.
That's right.
He cussed the church of Corinth off because they wasn't keeping the law at all. And he was cussing the
Had women ahead of church.
Galatia off because they was being too zealous of the law, man.
At all.
Matter of fact, if you get that Galatians, that old foolish Galatians, whoever.
Balance is the hardest thing, man. Finding balance. Can I get something real quick before you This is Sirach 4 and 22. And it says, except no person, Salakia, that's not it. 27, Sirach 4:27. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty.
Yeah, right. So you got Israelites following these guys because of their views. Like, you know that what we talking about earlier with Adam Adler. You got the dude. Once again, you got a Richmond education center.
Right.
Right. And I'm saying this because they're foolish. And the reason why they're foolish is because they don't have the vision.
Yep.
They don't have the vision of what's to come. So their doctrine their doctrine naturally takes away from major events.
Swiss
such as the
cheese.
market of beast. Because what it does is it puts you in a place of comfortability, which goes into Jeremiah the 28th chapter. Hananiah the prophet, I'm just mentioning Hananiah the prophet, was breaking the yoke of Jeremiah, speaking peace to the Israelites in the Babylonian captivity, saying the Lord's going off, saying the Lord's going to break Nebuchadnezzar in 2 years. But Jeremiah had to come back and say no. And for you speaking that lie to the people, you're going to die in that time. And then sure enough, when you go into like 10 verses down, he died. So I got him. He got him.
Should have kept his goddamn mouth shut, man.
The Lord is not dealing with you. He's not dealing with your followers neither. So the blind shall lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch, and you're going to be destroyed.
Yep.
Okay?
And that's when the blind that's in the ditch, they're gonna try to
Climb
reach
out.
out for them, the ones that got the light and that can see. Because if you blind in the ditch, with other blind individuals, how you gonna get out?
Yeah.
It has to be somebody that actually sees you in the ditch to pull you out. And that's the mercy come. And these individuals, that's why it says, they're gonna actually desire a man of the Lord, desire them that has the light in that day. Hey, in that day, we're gonna see a lot of Israelites being in a lower state. And they're gonna know who we are.
That's right.
They're gonna know that we were teaching the truth. When the mark of the beast was fully issued and made mandatory, the ones that was preaching it, they're gonna be like, damn, GMS did have the truth. That's right. Great Millstone was teaching the mark of the beast years ago.
Like, oh,
before
shit.
they actually got mandated.
I used to teach it. A lot of them are gonna say.
Yeah. You're going to have some Nazarene.
And you're gonna have a lot of
I used to
people.
teach that too.
Yeah.
I know. You know about it.
How's it going? Well, that's the only right thing he teach. Nazariah teaches that the chip is the RFID, the mark. That's the only thing he got right. For now. To be continued.
Yeah.
Do you have a precept to that?
Yeah.
It's Galatians 3 and verse 1. Oh, foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you,
Bewitched.
bewitched you,
Meaning putting you under source of bewitchment.
Deceived.
Or deception. Deception is a form of witchcraft.
Who lied to you, basically? Who lied to you?
Yep.
And he called them foolish Galatians. That's so aggressive. When Paul was writing that letter, he was pissed off, man.
Imagine you got a text and that's the first thing, you stupid nigga.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it's not on the same intensity, but the Colossians, he was getting on them for that Gnosticism, them glorifying angels, and he was setting Yahushai's preeminence and making it known that bro, he's above all this. He created all it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not on the intensity of the Galatians, man.
Dumb niggas.
He had to get them churches right.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful job also that Paul did. Because a lot of those churches were joining the idols. They was joining the heathenistic practices.
The Hebrews.
Greek mythology spirit, worshiping angels, like in Greece. They would have the Titans. The Titans were what be reverent. The pantheon. When pantheon goes to the word pan is all, and theon is theos, gods, worshiping all the gods. So Paul had to get them straight in the spirit.
Yeah, that's right. Straight rebuke.
Let me just reread it. Galatians 3 and verse 1. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahweh Shah HaMashiach have been evidently set forth, crucified among you.
Going in,
This
bro.
only what I learned of you, receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith.
So basically, you know, he was cursing stuff because, you know, they'll be recorded.
Yeah.
Here it is, the Spirit of the Lord was made evident to him. Because, you know, back then, the apostles were doing miracles back then. So you see in that name of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, names,
Right.
people in that name were being, you know, healed, you know.
Brought back
So,
alive.
You know, I'm pretty sure, all kind of miracles are being wrought in Galatians.
Well, if you,
Yeah, power of preaching, that's a miracle,
That's right.
you know.
I guess if you leave it to Adam Abbott and them, the Galatians were being persecuted.
Yeah. Power of preaching.
They would get persecuted.
Leaving it at that, nigga.
Right.
Jesus.
Adam Abbott here.
They was hating. Paul was a hater.
And Paul, you getting old. Paul, you getting old. You need to step down and let us Galatians run it. You know?
It talks about reproving and watchtower, watching.
Yeah, but it's not more reproving. Get you to understand.
And that's why
How you need to walk.
the following chapter, when Paul is talking to him, he speaks about going into the tutors and governors to the time appointed.
That's right.
Because the law is very, very important, but that's a beacon of foreshadowing of things to come.
If I may add to you, and I'll pass it right back to you. It'll be real quick. Like you say, he says, Paul spoke about the law a lot, especially in Philippians, talking about he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees. And on top of that, in Romans, the 7th chapter, he talked about how the law was spiritual.
Yep.
You know, the law is spiritual. All right, you got it, brother.
Yeah, see?
Boy, the law is a spiritual thing.
That's
See,
right.
he was cursing out in the language because they was being non-spiritual. That's what you guys. You're not being spiritual.
Right back to you.
Your eyes have been darkened.
That's right, brother.
Carnal.
Your eyes, you can't see, but that goes back to what? You ain't got the vision. You don't have it, you can't see ahead.
That's right.
Okay? You can't see what's going to happen in the next coming weeks, couple months. That we ain't gonna always be on YouTube. Right. What you gonna do when you can't go down to the dark zone right there where y'all at in Baltimore and preach the word? What you gonna do when you got the Navy, got the whole dock right there on lockdown? Alright? And if you're not being shipped off to a concentration camp somewhere, you can't get in that zone. You can't have the followers coming with pain. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do when the only way to buy and sell in that day is if you have the microchip? You still gonna take it? And if you're not, with Buddy's big buddy's question, and if you're not gonna take it, why you ain't gonna take it, man? Why you ain't gonna take it? It's just another device according to you. It's just a brother on your smartphones right now. Okay, these smartphone device, they got the RFID chip in it. Brothers use it though. Because it's about having the mark within you under your skin, man. That's what it says in Revelation 3. And you ain't gotta go to the Greek.
Hey, you know what?
You get that with it.
And you know what? Big Dummy. For you brothers that know who I'm talking about, Big Dummy here in Atlanta. He left a comment on my video. I said the same thing. I was like, hey, if for all you that teach that the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip, and you're teaching against it, then why aren't you gonna take it, right? So then he goes into the law about marking your skin and whatever, and the law about not mark your skin.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, well, then what is it? Can you? Do y'all teach against it? Then, if that's the case, you should still teach against it. You should still tell the people, because this chip is going to be something that the masses of the people are going to take. The masses of Israelites are going to take the chip. So we still got to tell them, even if you don't believe that it's not the mark of the beast, you still got to teach not to take it because of the law.
And that's right. Why they can't do it? Because, see, that's confusion, man. The Lord is not the author.
Exactly.
And listen, because the bot tried to do that too. He's like, and, you know, he still don't tell you because this man is deceptive, but he's not teaching that it is. And it's like this, man. Going back to like I had the brother bring out Isaiah 8:20. You got to speak according to this word.
That's right.
If it's not this word. Can I get Jeremiah 48:10? Baba Kashad, Jeremiah 48:10. Okay,
Jeremiah
we're not going deep. This is just the spirit speaking expressly, because the time that we're coming into is 2019 would be very well be the year of the chip. Lord willing, 2019 is the year of the chip.
And
You
there's
gonna-
a lot of chip propaganda that's being pushed out
Yes.
to the media, man. You know, what is that, Sweden?
Yeah,
Sweden already microchipped.
Wisconsin, that happened. That wasn't that long ago where Wisconsin, those employees chipped themselves.
That was this. Yeah.
And you gotta think, what we always talk about, the time of technology. Scriptures, which your brother already read, how knowledge shall increase, which knowledge goes back to the word science. And the science is one of the most pivotal things in this time, science technology. And that's one of the main things that is leading towards the chip.
Yep.
These phones that we're using is still archaic, it's still a lot of upgrades, it's still a lot of modifications.
Bugs.
Yep. And you have a term called electronic miniaturization, meaning the technology that we're using is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
It's not becoming bigger. It's becoming smaller.
Yep.
And it's becoming to a point of being on your body, more
Yeah.
biometric.
Okay. Yeah.
To the point of watches, to the point, like you watch these different upgraded. To know the future, really, you watch movies. You can see all these different futuristic movies. They're not really using cell phones.
No.
They're using chips.
Total Recall show you that with Colin Farrell. Remember when he woke up and because he woke up and he was somebody was calling him, and he wouldn't have a recollection of the times he was in, and he put his hand to the wall, and he was able to FaceTime with somebody. He put his hand on the wall. There wasn't no phone.
They got that technology too.
Right.
They already got that in those different, these different business meetings.
Yep.
You'll see the projector screen. You'll see they can just do a swipe. They ain't even have to touch it.
Show you that in the Avengers
Yep.
when Don Cheadle was talking to that.
The hologram.
Yep. Star Wars. Yep. Upgrade.
That's where they want to go. They want to
Yep.
The New World Order is about connecting the whole world through carnal means.
That's right, bro.
Because when you connect the whole world through it's still spiritual means, but it's the left-hand side.
Yeah.
The left-hand side works through carnality.
Yeah, it's in
The
wickedness.
right-hand side moves
Holy
by through
Spirit.
righteousness.
No.
and spirit. You know, we're not going to need Wi-Fi in the kingdom because we're going to be able to perform miracles and spiritual power and acts. If I want to talk to this brother here, I could just, hey, bro, hey,
Telepathically.
Telepathically, or like Jumper, the movie Jumper.
Yeah.
I could teleport, this brother's planet, and
He said it's going back
have
to the
fun.
time of the Garden of
Conversation,
Eden.
brother.
Yep.
Going back to the time
Fly.
and then too, to add on top of what you said, we're in the future, right? But the Lord says it's going to go back to Eden. So how much more back in, those times that we were, living?
Yep.
Because all this stuff is like trash to kingdom.
It's deadly. These phones are actually they're deadly.
They are.
Cancerous.
Radioactive.
It's poison, man. It affects your reason why men are so for lack of a better they're effeminate, as these phones you stay in your pocket and they emit radio waves towards your testes, destroying your testosterone. Then you click on the phone, and let's just be honest. Let's just be real with it. The 99% of Jake, or you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hell, even you Edomites, you so-called white people, you get on your phone just to look at smut. So that's messing with your testosterone because, our men are trained to basically get off by looking at a picture, virtually getting off.
Yeah. We're really more people have more virtual sex than actual literal sex.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit, damn near everybody do.
Yeah, damn near everybody at this point, and that's not how, like the scripture says, in the beginning it was not so. In the beginning it was not so.
Hey.
We was designed to be, and then going on top of the AIDS epidemic,
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Esau pushing so much diseases out here, you can't even have. He said he's at the point where you can't even have sex no more.
If I may say, because we're talking about how people are, all this, but everything's gonna go back to being primitive, and we did a lesson. Well, but really, primitive living is going back to the scriptures.
Yeah.
The word primitive means not secondary. or original. So primary. So you're going back to the original source of how you used to be living, or what was first.
Job 8:8.
You know.
Somebody want to get that?
Yeah, because
Searcheth out our ways up.
Revelations, everything's going back to the book of Genesis. It's a full turn.
Yep.
You know, in the book of Genesis, man didn't have to till, he didn't have to work. But it says after it wasn't. Yeah, it was a do. Basically, everything was naturally under the command of man.
They'll be reigning in the kingdom.
Even Noah had command, and he had the animals and the beasts of the field had a high level of reverence towards Noah.
That's right.
So when the Lord gave us that power,
That's
you
right.
know,
That's right.
going back to everything, and when the true power is really the kingdom of heaven, when we're fully, sovereign under our domicile, when we actually fully conquer the flesh, because our first domicile really starts with ourselves.
Yeah.
When you fully actually have full control over your spirit, your spiritual power overrides your flesh.
Yeah, your bayah.
Yep, your bayat,
that's right,
your
that's
house. That's gonna be the ultimate paradise, man. And that's what we're looking to accomplish, and it starts right now in these small matters. Which this is really a big matter, starting with the spirit growing, honing in on your talent, honing in on the spiritual power of His Word, starting with your mind, and growing.
Yeah, because if I may add, I did a quick lesson about the fact that Esau is not gonna have any there ain't gonna be no tractors in the kingdom of heaven. You know, like you said, we're gonna go back to more of a primitive way of living. We're gonna have spiritual powers and the ability to build kingdoms with the wave of a hand. We can build everything. We're gonna be able to be in the kingdom and build anything with just the thought of it.
Because we're gonna be one with everything.
But again, we still gonna have Esau doing what? Esau still gonna be building our houses. He's still gonna be building up our altars. He's gonna be building up our businesses. He's gonna be building all that stuff, but with a primitive way. It ain't gonna be no cranes 60 feet in the sky.
Hey, Esau like to go into Egypt and try to say, how did the Israelites build the pyramids? You gonna find out in the kingdom.
Oh, you gonna find out by doing.
In the kingdom, you gonna find it out.
movie too.
We're gonna show you.
The character was like,
I got
This is Micah 4:1. But in the last
Yes,
days
sir.
it
That's
shall
one of my
come to
favorites.
pass
That's
that
right.
the mountain of the house of the Lord
That's right.
shall be established, and the top of the mountains.
That's Isaiah.
That's Michael.
Micah 4.
That's Micah 14.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
People in Isaiah 2.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite chapters, man.
And it shall be exalted above the hills,
Yeah.
and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall say,
I can't wait for this.
shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Yeah, like with the tilling of the ground and working. In the kingdom, we're not gonna wake. We ain't gonna hear no jackhammer in the morning, or beep beep and loud tractors in the wind. You ain't gonna be none of that. It's gonna be an Edomite with a sledgehammer. And you gonna hear that with a big black ass Hamite with a whipping their ass. That's about as
It's
much
gonna
as
be
you
in my
gonna hear.
alarm clock.
You might not because Esau's gonna be way out there.
Yeah, basically, and because think about primitive ways of building things. Look at the ancient world. The Roman Colosseum is still up today.
Yep.
The pyramids of Egypt are still up.
Ancient ziggurats, Mesopotamia.
Yep.
Ziggurats.
The Great Wall of China is still up.
Primitive. Original.
It wasn't these high rises being thrown up in 6 months to a year and be crappy 6 months later.
I always say don't die exalted ourselves.
Self. Yep.
You know, because the faster it goes up, the faster it's gonna fall.
That's it.
Right.
When those different ancient structures, like you spoke about, the Egyptian pyramids, these ancient, the Great Wall of China, they were structured very meticulously. You know, it wasn't fast. They took their time with it, even though it was like the Great Wall of China. They built that wall to defend against what was the other Mongolians.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I want to say the Mongols.
It took dynasties to build that,
But
didn't it?
yeah, it took time. It was very precise. It took generations. It took legacy. It took a lot of finances. It took a lot of energy. It was an excellent blueprint to the point that it's structured to this day. So it's the same thing now. And certain men, they just want to fast forward to the kingdom of heaven. Nah, the Lord takes his time, man, especially building something with divine edition. That's why it says, though it tarry, wait for it. But these prophecies, the building of the kingdom and the fall of the kingdom, it doesn't start or end overnight.
Hey,
You know?
Rome didn't
Can I-
fall in one day.
Can I make one point real quick to add to what you just said, brother? The Lord is building his spiritual temple right now with his men. This temple has been being built for over 50 years. Since like the 60s, 70s, you could say. What's that? 80, 90, 2000, 2010, we reach in 2020. You know, so give or take about 40 years, this temple is being built. Imagine if it took any building in the world 40 years to build.
That's divine.
Come on, man. And we still building. Jeez. This is a glorious house that we're building, man. Matter of fact, can I get a scripture if brothers don't mind?
Go ahead, Tazan.
Because we talked about, how the Colosseum was
Yep.
right? Now, you go into, because actually that's what concrete was established back during the Roman Empire,
Come.
right? Well, how Esau put the iron in,
Right.
I'm talking about 2,000 years ago with going to Greece and Rome and the country. There's a lot more, the way the elements are put together is a lot different. Now in it with rocks, cement, water, and then now they kind of bind them together, they put a little bit of fibers in it.
Yeah. Like for instance,
That's the last one.
yeah, because I was,
We're talking concrete, salt.
yeah, because you, like you said in ancient Rome, like the water ducts, those are still up. You know, Esau really brought in that pavement or road spirit with going back to ancient Rome. And like you said, the concrete now, like it's soft. Like it cures like concrete. Like for instance, if you pave your drive-through, I think that a drive-through on average will last maybe 10, 15 years. How long does concrete cure?
Oh, I mean,
Like 50, is it like 50 years concrete will last?
well, the concrete, even from 50 years ago, really was better than now. Now, I think, okay, let's say like if you do concrete, right, and you pour a slab for a floor, you gotta put a chemical on it after you finally pour and you get it smoothed out. That shit can maybe in like 5-6 hours. It don't take that long. It's hard enough.
I mean, how long does it last before you got to go in and replace it? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now for you.
Yeah, look it up.
You got that? Bring it up real
This
fast.
is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 11. Thy pomp was brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows.
And that's the haughtiness. The haughtiness of society is falling. You know, and haughtiness goes into high-mindedness. And Esau feels high-minded because he has this major empire. But the upkeep of this place is horrible. How do you know the upkeep of this place is horrible? Because of the people. You know a nation by the people. It tells you that in Sirach, the 10th chapter.
That's right.
You know? Like back then, the ancient warriors, the ancient style warriors, they were very potent. They were, not only were they military experts, they were herbologists, they were master survivors, they could be in certain environments, and they could survive throughout all types of terrain. Now today, the U.S. military is full of women, man. Homosexuals in the military.
The head sergeant,
Yep.
sergeant, top ranking positions.
And listen to this. So this is on concrete to show you that this place is done, man. All right. So I typed in how long does a modern concrete building last? And I'm gonna go to a point real quick. It says building materials play a big role in deciding the longevity of a concrete structure. There have been instances where concrete buildings not more than 20 to 30 years old have collapsed. However, there are cases where concrete buildings that were constructed 100 to 150 years back are still going strong without any kind of damage or problem.
That's how you know we live in a 10 toes. This is a more inferior structured society. Like we're speaking about. you see the people, the mindsets of the people is horrible. These buildings is destroyed and rusted away. Look at these these road systems.
Yep.
These road systems is horrible where we live in.
They always working on them.
Yep. Always working on them. And then after they work on them, it'd be horrible. It'd be the elevation be jacked up, be smoke, messing your tires up. That's why so many tires and rim chops, because your tires always suffering so much damage.
Potholes.
Oh, even the cars, the vehicles that we're using, as these cars really modernize, it's still getting worse.
Yeah.
These 2018, like think of a 2018 Charger. You know, you have an old school Charger. Really, those values are still appreciated. Old school Chevys and things of that nature. You know, it takes a good pity to purchase those.
Yep.
But these different cars, you buy it off the lot, what happens? It depreciates immediately, and that's all shows signs of this kingdom.
Yeah.
You buy into it, you try to put all your energy into it, and at the end of the day, you're not reaping what you sow. That's why the scripture says what? You sow in much, you bring in little. This
That's
place
right.
has nothing to offer, it has nothing to give.
That's right.
You got some more on that Isaiah 14?
It says, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, like when you look at a worm is known to what? Eat. Like termites. Termites are known to eat the wood.
Yep.
Yeah, or canker worm, canker sore, things of that nature is for deterioration. And that represents the building structures. You know? And Babylon was known as what? That head of gold. Right? So Babylon really wasn't even suffering the full onslaught of economic deterioration or economic erosion. They were eventually, but not as bad as the condition of America, starting out with what? Rome. Because when Rome was structured and it was established, a lot of things were pegged in the society.
Yep.
You had the lead poisoning. Lead poisoning was circulating high because they had a lot of lead in the aqueduct system. And that was giving a lot of people, a lot of people had
Lyme disease.
Yeah, Lyme disease, different diseases. A lot of people had to cut their legs off and things like that.
Same thing today. Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, shoot, Atlanta now. The whole water.
Yep. You gotta boil water and
Yeah,
stuff.
like boil the water and all kinds of, man, this thing, all kinds of chemicals are being pushed out there because they're not carrying where they throw stuff. Because the leaders of this place, the leaders of the world, their heart is a lot less focused now than the ancient Edomites.
Yep.
Knowledge is increasing, so they go to show you have a wicked, cruel leader.
What the scriptures say, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. So they're still dealing with foolishness, man. You know, if we went back, when we go back to that easier lifestyle, that primitive more, as Esau likes to deem it, primitive, it's simpler. Jake in the country lived way longer than Jake in these cities, man. You know, I got a quick precept too for you. This is Isaiah 24:10, and it reads, "The city of confusion is broken down."
America, Babylon the Great. That's what it's talking about, Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Every house is shut up that no man can come in.
Right, you know, the basic goes into the fact that this place is going to shut down soon.
Yeah.
It's getting ready to shut down. This week we have the market 800 points, 500 points, 400 points, every day.
Every day.
Okay? The market's so volatile right now. These people put and as soon as it goes down, it's not going to come back up. It's going to go down so much. It's not going to move now. Not only is it still playing with the numbers, it's still messing around with the testing the waters, man. You know, like every maybe 2 years or something, they might, okay, this
An
year,
hour and 18 minutes.
the market goes down 500 points, and then it goes back up again next year. But now, this season, man, this market is going into this holiday season, man.
Shit.
Because what we're seeing too is you're seeing a lot of bankruptcy, a lot of stores are closing down. But there's a lot of stocks and money that was held in one part of the company is being transferred somewhere else. We're really seeing the transfer of where money was at, and you see the other companies come up. People are putting their money somewhere else. So this stock is falling, but really this place is going up. This company is coming up. This stock is going up.
Everybody's doing it alone.
The investments are changing.
You know, I picked up that guy the other night, and man, he was so fervent about explaining to me the profitability of these companies. And man, when he was telling me the numbers, it was heartbreaking, man. He was telling me, he's like, man, how much you think a grocery store makes off of every $100 they earn? And he was like, whatever number you thinking right now, cut it by 100%. I was like, God damn. He's making me feel uncomfortable. I'm thinking like, a store gotta make at least $20 off of every 100. He was like, no. He said most of these restaurants out here, these companies, they making $5 off of every 100. These restaurants he told me basically these restaurants are only holding on by like these apps, by these Uber, because there's no money involved. That's why you know it's going from that brick, going from that brick and mortar to online.
They say even Netflix, like a lot of these different sites like Netflix, they're like now they're known to generate a lot of money, but a lot of things that they got to put out as far as product goes, it's only a few people that's really getting the bang for the buck, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's why the rich are getting extremely rich and the poor are staying at the bottom. And really, the rich ain't even rich no more. The middle class is being sucked up to being low class, man.
Yeah.
You know, the dynamics of finances is constantly shifting because Esau's pumping more and more money in the circulation.
Yep.
Like when you look at the money calculator, you'll see that basically $1 million now, back in the early 1900s and things of that nature, that was only like $100,000. So if $1 million is really like $100,000, $100,000 would be like $10,000.
Yep.
And if $100,000 is really $10,000, $10,000 is $1,000. $1,000 is a $100 bill, and 100 is really $1. So when you really truthfully speaking, when you get your job, your check, and you may make $500-$600, that's really making $5-$6. You still get slave wages.
That's crazy.
It's the same dynamic. Esau just changed it and made it look like hundreds. Just think how easy it is to blow 100. You go to the grocery store, you can easily spend $80-$90.
Easily.
Easily. It ain't nothing to spend $100. Back in the day, when they was talking about hundreds, they was actually talking about certain things that could stretch. You go to the grocery store, you can fill up the gas tank, you can buy you certain basic, probably a pair of socks and things of that nature. And you still have a little bit of cash in your pocket. Nowadays, you just buy one or two things and you're gonna slap broke, man.
I remember one time I went to Whole Foods, right? $20. I was with my cousin and we was just bragging about some type of peanut butter and shit, right? So we like, man, fuck it, let's just make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? I went to Whole Foods, $20. I had to put money to it to get peanut butter and to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with milk. To buy a gallon of almond milk, some peanut butter, some jelly, and some bread cost me over $20. About $5 for the peanut butter, another $5 or so for the jelly, $5 for the bread, $5 for the milk, and I had to put a tax. I had to put money on it. Son of a bitch. Peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
PB and J.
Hey, you know what? And that's why, see, that's why it's so it's impertinent, okay, that you understand the scriptures and the prophecies, man. Because we're in the time now, especially with this generation, but they're mixing up the apps. You know, they're a lot more inclined to using this technology. There's gonna be nothing to put the chip on a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
They want it.
You know, and they're gonna welcome it.
Gaming
Because
nerds.
a lot of
Hell
these,
yeah.
like I mentioned, these are your rebellious class, you know, well, you know, your leaders, ancient scribes and Pharisees and Essenes and Gnostics. And these kids are the same ones that was like, man, like now, who does Jake glorify? Robbers, criminals. So in the ancient world, they said, give us Barabbas. And crucify Yahweh Shai. Give me that last
Niggas.
scripture, Matthew 5 and 17.
Sure we can close up soon. Pretty sure we'll close up.
Matthew 5 verse 17. Think not that I am
Pretty sure we already know.
come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That the Bible is done away with, but nah, man. No, Yahweh's trying to fulfill things. He's not going to, if he didn't destroy the law, and he didn't destroy their word are still valid unto this day.
That's right.
So this is why I said you can't be omitting from the scriptures. These guys will meet the law dealing with the rape issue. But we teach what happened back then and how it works. These guys will make the mark of the beast because they make the prophecy. But we teach that. So we're in the spirit of Yahweh God.
So imagine if we're lawyers or we're priests and judges,
Right.
what if a case come to you dealing with general life? A woman comes to you and tells you that she got raped. Well, what you gonna do? What are you gonna judge this situation according to? Are you gonna go into your own counsel? Are you gonna get emotional? There has to be a law to deal with the situation. Come on now.
Just about the situation.
Jake just, what would Jake do in that situation?
Get emotional.
Where he at?
Where he is? Working, man. But Your Honor, she's not married. I don't care about that. That's a woman. That's a female.
That's somebody's sister.
That's somebody's daughter. I know her.
Kill the man. Kill him. Off with his head.
Stone him.
God damn.
And that was Nate. Nate would have said, stone him. Nate would have said, stone him.
Hey, if it was up to a lot of them guys, there wouldn't be no tribe of Benjamin. Because the tribe of Benjamin had to go to those odds to actually repopulate. But if yeah, that's how you got the tribe of Benjamin. The tribe of Benjamin was survived through rape. That's gonna be a lesson.
If it wasn't no rape, it'd be no Benjamin.
Rape would be no Benjamin.
It would only be 11 tribes of Israel. You don't even have the kingdom of heaven because you need 144,000 and you need 12,000. Hey,
It ain't Dan.
It'd be Benjamin and Dan, and we just be like, I don't even know.
Matthew 5:18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle
Tittle.
shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
And the whole Bible is really the book of the law of the Lord. So the prophecies, all of that, when you omit these things, you will be called least. You can't teach men not to do certain things, but just to understand everything is going to be fulfilled, man.
Hey,
All right, and we're coming into that time. This is 2018, the year of prophecy. Hey, man, we're looking forward to see what the Lord's going to bring in the next year, man. A lot of it's going to be shown who the Lord's chosen, man.
Hey, Jake gonna get jacked up for teaching something so little as what's another thing that's kind of seemed little? Oh, the Samaritan woman.
No, yeah.
The Samaritan woman at the well being an Israelite. That's not really a thing that's it's not a life and death thing.
Right.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's against the scripture. So you're gonna be put to death behind a woman at a well that's no longer there. You know what I'm saying? What else is something else? The well. What's something else that people teach? Oh, the flat earth. The flat earth doctrine. A lot of people, whether the earth is flat, whether the earth is round, whether it's shaped like a boot, is irrelevant. But a lot of people are gonna be put to death to something so little because it is round.
Listen, Isaiah.
Matthew 5:18.
Circle for about.
He said
Yeah,
about the circle
18.
of
For
the
verily I say unto
well, I wanted to kind of go on a little bit more into society and really go into the conditions that we're living in, because the more that we ponder on the things that's going on in society, the closer we see that we're drawing near to salvation. That's why in this truth, you have to be a watchman. Even back in Israel, or back in the ancient world, when we was in the captivity of our captors, whether we was in Babylon, we would look and we would see the conditions of the people to see how close it was for us to get free and delivered. We wasn't just in a society, like say for instance we was in Babylon, we wasn't in Babylon just keeping the high holy days in Babylon and living it up. We was waiting for the enemy's kingdom to fall, man. Praying for the fall of that kingdom and the rise of our people. You got that?
James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah, so basically the rich men at that time, the rich politicians, the so-called plutocracy at that time, or the oligarchy, the assembly, of those rich men, James was prophesying against their leaders. And he said, go to now, you rich men, weep in the house.
God, your riches are corrupted.
Yeah, like the brother said, the aristocrats. The word aristocrat means first rule. Those were the rulers at that time, and they had pretty much control over everything. They had control over the denarius. They had control, like the brother going into the silk road. You had tetrarchs that were ruling over different parts of Israel. You know, you had certain rulers over Galilee and things of that nature. Herod and these different individuals, and they was all about oppressing Jake, man.
Yep.
They couldn't take a break in no society, man. Just like today. We can't take a protective break, man. Monday through Friday, working 40 plus hours just to put a little bit of food on the table. And the food is sickening us. So what that leads us to the hospital. We gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah.
We gotta pay all these different medical bills. We gotta pay the phone bills. We gotta pay insurance. We gotta have license for everything that we do. We still oppressed. So it's the same thing, it was the same thing that occurred back then. Okay?
God, James 5:2. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten.
Yeah, to say your riches are corrupted. And he's speaking about the Roman style of coinage. Because when we was in Jerusalem, what we had gold and silver, we had different hard assets that we were trading. We had a bartering system. If you had goods and I had goods, then we would actually have so-called commodities, so to speak, that were of equal value, and we would dish them out from one to another.
Yep.
But now the system that we're living in, you'll break your back, literally, on these different jobs to get paper. And it's not saying paper in the sense of they say paper as basically ebonics for money, but it's truly paper.
Yeah.
It has no value to it. It has no worth. The money that you use is not backed by any gold. It's not backed by any type of asset. So at the end of the day, you're working and you're putting all this output and breaking your back, breaking your legs, straining your muscles for nothing.
For counterfeit riches.
For counterfeit riches. That's going to come to naught. Go ahead.
If I may say, like the brother was saying, you're breaking your back for something, for paper. You're not breaking your back for wealth. For something, wealth is a reproduction. All right? If you have wealth, when it talks about Job's wealth, he had things that can reproduce to make him even more wealthy, like cattle, livestock. You know, his children. Your children is a part of your wealth. Or your sons and your daughters, especially your daughters. Your daughters are a part of your wealth. Your livestock are a part of your wealth. Your houses, your land is a part of your wealth. We're not working for anything of that nature. We're not trading anything. We're not trading. Not trading my cow for
100,
corn.
yeah, 1,000 pounds of corn.
Corn and your seeds. Because I can give you I can give you a female cow and a male cow, and you can give me seeds. I can reproduce, and they can reproduce for you, making you wealthy.
Yep.
That's an even trade.
That's why Esau gives us seedless fruits and vegetables, because he doesn't even want you to even begin to take the seeds from it and think to create a garden or make a livelihood off of his shit. That's why he has his Monsantos, where basically if you get his seeds, if you have a farm and his Monsanto seeds so happen to pollinate or blow into your field, he has every right to come in and test your farm and take that, because he doesn't even want to give you the ability to gain wealth at all.
This self-proclaimed white man won't even let you gather water.
Yeah.
It's illegal to gather water, like he's claiming it's his. But that goes back to the scriptures where it talks about that. He says, I am. No, you ain't the most high, man. You can gather water if you want to, man. This is a natural thing.
And that's why we're detaching from this power of this devil. Like you speak about leaning on the shadow of Egypt, and we're being attached to our true source, which is the spirit of the Lord. But at the end of the day, what makes you rich? Resources. Something that you have that can always source back and come back in a certain fold. And the truest and the highest form of commodity is this truth. Because this word is what builds our nation back in. Before you actually build really the highest form of resources too is people. That's why the Lord is saying what? gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Because as we gather, what do we do? Collect and pick each other's minds, inspire each other, build each other up, upon principle with positivity. And then we, that's the army. And that's what the so-called white man hates that he decided. Because at the end of the day, us gathering and stocking up on silver, stocking up on gold, that's not what's going to take this devil down, man. It's coming together as a nation, coming together in the same mind frame, in the same spirit. And the Lord is going to actually give the power. He's going to bestow the guidance to overcome this devil. You got that?
God, it's Genesis 13 and 2.
According to what this brother was saying, really back in the ancient world, our ancient style of finance is gold, silver, cattle, livestock, land. Which the so-called white men took all these things.
Wives.
Yep, abundance of women. So-called white men took and capitalized on those things. You got that? Done.
Genesis 13 and 2. And Abram was very rich in cattle.
But Abram was very rich in what?
Cattle.
Livestock. Which the word cattle goes into the Hebrew word a lot, which means 1,000. So he had a lot of oxen. And when you break these different animals down, like for instance, a cow, you could use the horn, the horn, so to speak. You can use the flesh. You can use every part of
The hind.
The hind. You can use it like Gad. Gad would take those different cows. Say for instance, buffalo. They would use the tail as a bullwhip. They can use the skirt, the comfort.
Make tents.
Pyramid. That's a pyramid. The tent was made off of a lot of the hide. The hide, certain material to make soap.
Instruments.
Of quoting, arrows, daggers, all these different things. So they were very resourceful through what? The livestock that they got. And what did the devil do? When the so-called white man came, he killed off all the oxen.
Yeah, all the buffalo.
All the buffalo. Like when the last time have you seen a pack of buffalo just migrating, just roaming, coming from down the street and everybody moving out the way?
Esau to put fucking duck crossing signs up to let you know there's ducks be crossing here. When the last time you seen a bison crossing sign? Never.
And then I remember that showed me an image of the so-called white man standing on the top of like it was thousands of
Bones.
That's how the so-called white man get down. The thief coming out to what? To kill, steal, and destroy.
Esau used to when they were creating the because Esau had trouble with the building of the railroad system back in the the 1800s. So as they were building these railroads, they were actually having hunting parties, like how they'll charter deep sea fishing boats trips. They were doing the same thing with the railroad, where they would have rich men hanging off the backside of the caboose of the train, and they would kill off the buffaloes. You think they stopped the train and said, "Hey, let's go out there and pick that bison up and we can eat it and use it"? No, they left it there to rot.
They did that in 1860s to the 1870s. They, 1 year, in one of those years, they killed 1.6 million buffalo. In just 1 year by doing exactly that method.
Yeah, and the reason why the families don't come to the land is because of the so-called white man. He done destroyed so many animals to the point where we don't have nothing left here. The world peace, like you said, the world is empty and broken down. The so-called white man caused that, man. Killing off 1 million. You know what a million buffalo or bison can do? They can produce 1 million turns to 5 million easily. Because animals, what do? They just eat, sleep, like especially those type of prey animals, so to speak. Yeah, eat, sleep, and reproduce, have sex. But the so-called white man, like I said, that was his strategic plan, getting the blessing of the sword, and he used that sword, man. He used that sword to kill and damage the world.
That's like Revelation talks about, I think the Revelation, the 6th chapter, talks about if death followed. Because what? Esau's not pro-life. When what follows the Israelites? Life. What follows the carnal life of the Edomites? Death. So whenever they come around about, they're trying to stop reproduction. They're trying to stop vice. They're trying to stop agriculture. That's why they put all their money into the military, something that promotes death.
Yep.
Yeah. On the Harbinger of Death. Just like, you watched that on the old Planet of the Apes? You had that ape that was reading the commandments. He spoke about how Esau was getting charged and big boy charges slapped on him. And what was he known as? The Harbinger of Death. Meaning he just carries death with him. You got that?
Job 24:1. Why seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmark.
Some removed the landmark, which the so-called white man did. And we bringing out charges on the enemy, man. Because we're not just mad at the so-called white man because he's of a fair, so-called fair skin, he's of a lighter tone.
Because he got money.
And he got money. We going into the reports how he gained the money. Did he gain it right? Did he capitalize on the first trade?
Yeah, did he earn it?
Yeah. Did he monopolize on the gold? And did he work hard like a good Samaritan or a good citizen? No. He stole, he defrauded, he raped, robbed, and murdered. Like you had this one individual, it was a white devil, I forget his name, but the Native American woman, she received a big boy inheritance from her parents. She received she was actually living on top of reserves, I think oil reserves. And the so-called white man married her. Because first off, his parents and her parents basically had some type of certain rivalries, but they ended up getting together. Now they ended up marrying, and basically he was plotting on the money. One time, she said that basically her parents, they house was burned down. Basically her mother got burned down in the house fire. Then her sister ended up getting killed. She started noticing everybody around her was getting killed off one by one. And then she started to figure out that it was the so-called white man, her husband, that was killing off all these individuals. And she wanted to report to the reporter, and they didn't believe her. Which they really actually knew, but they didn't really want to publish it. They didn't really want to push out that type of propaganda because they was on the so-called white man's side of getting that type of, yanking the resources from her. And eventually he took her and he took all the money. And he did that. That's a lot of cases of these so-called individuals.
Yep.
These different companies, these Wells Fargo's, these restaurants, and all these different companies that the so-called white man has ownership of. When you look back into the history of a lot of these companies and corporations, they got some real dark history.
Yep.
Very dark history. These streets, these cities, these individuals that's on these different statues all around these different cities, whether Atlanta, Ohio, whether Florida, whether Mississippi, California, it's always got something revolving around the so-called white man doing some type of demonic activity.
Yep.
See?
I got a precept too.
Some remove landmark, some remove landmark. That was reserved to you. The so-called white man did this over there in Stone Mountain. We stayed close to Stone Mountain here in Atlanta. And that Stone Mountain, the so-called white man took that land from the guy, and he got a portrait of Confederate leaders to show the conquering of those Native Americans.
Yep, one of the streets in the Stone Mountain Park is called Robert Ely Street or something, which he was a Confederate general.
Yep.
You know.
And the Confederates were what? Pro-slavery. They hated Negroes, they hated Latinos, and Native Americans. Because even, if I'm not mistaken, Stonewall Jackson, he actually fought and killed off a lot of Mexicans in the battle, basically battling Issachar, man. I forget the exact wars, certain Texas American wars, if I'm not mistaken, but he was killing a lot of those Issacharites too. Continue.
And it says, they violently take away flocks.
They violently take away flocks. That's herd. That's livestock, like we say. Here it is, the livestock is for the nourishment of the people. Because you can do a lot with livestock. Just even livestock being around you is just good. I remember this brother bringing out the point of goats. Just being in certain pastures, just eating up certain grass, and even the fecal matter. Them actually defecating, that helps the land. Yep, grazing. That whole process, or even cows have what, 2 stomachs? And the purpose of that is from when they actually, the major consumption and the filtration, so to speak. So when they defecate, it actually helps the land. It helps it produce better crops. And the crops actually are more nourishing,
Right.
you know?
What kind of animals?
By minerals.
What kind of animals just you see freely just roaming through your neighborhoods now? If you're lucky, you may see a deer. If you so happen to live further North Georgia, you may see a coyote. You may see a bobcat. Possibly see a black bear. And if you do, it's gonna be some Edomite calling the rangers, and they might kill it. You don't even like. We don't even have just random animals just flowing through the streets. You know what I'm saying? So this devil has done a number, man, and it's not because it's all strategic. Because if you could just simply see, and then if you wanted to kill the deer, let's just say a bunch of deers live out where we want to. Man, fuck that. I ain't going to the store buying meat. I'ma kill it. Esau gonna come find your ass, man. How you gonna find me for killing something that walked in my yard? Esau, you are the devil.
They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
Keep on.
They drive away the ass.
They drive away the ass of the donkey. The animals don't even want to be around this devil, man. That's why you had that, when these devils riding on the boat in the water, the seal and the octopus. That seal slapped the out of that devil octopus.
Let me at him.
Let me slap him 8 times at once.
Slap him 8 times at once.
Fucking tag team. Tag team his ass.
I know. You got the hell yeah. Hey, these animals take the shit out these devils, man. Hey, that's why I said when the Proverbs, when the righteous on authority, the people rejoice.
Yep.
Isaiah the 14th chapter, how the first people rejoice at our salvation. Because when we're in power, the animals are going to be able to rest.
Yep.
These animals are kept in hell. Look at these animals in the circus, man. Shit. You got a big ass elephant. How much these elephants weigh?
Tons.
Ton.
Yeah, I haven't gone in years, man. It's a prison for animals. The zoo.
Hey, you a big ass whale and you just circling around swimming in one tank.
Man, you go to the
That's sad, man.
You go to where they be killing them, the Atlanta Aquarium, man. They got 3 dolphins in one little pool. Dolphins are roaming animals.
And they're smart.
All of them are smart. All animals.
Yeah.
Reach their full capacity.
Esau don't care about that shit, man.
They got whale sharks.
In that
Yeah.
Fucking the biggest fucking, I think, animal in the ocean is a whale shark. They got to be small ass.
Right.
Ooh. Well, you know, I saw,
This world belongs to them too. That's why when you read, if I'm not mistaken, Sirach, where it says Enoch had the land and Leviathan had the water.
Shit, these animals were created before us. No, they we all created the same day? Okay. Salakia.
Technically, it was really all the fifth that. Because we were eating up the herbs to the field, so we didn't even have to use
Come.
But we used it for sacrifice, so you know it was simultaneous. The point is how we actually had, both the animals and the man was in one. It was in one spirit. You got that? Or you?
I got something for you if you don't mind real quick. This is Genesis 3 and going back to the land. This is Genesis 3 and 17. All because of the devil. Okay. Genesis 3 and 17. It says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and in sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life.
Yeah, so everything is cursed now. And it all really started through what? The serpent. The serpent and his schemes, his plots, his wiles, tricks, to destroy the world. To destroy. See, Esau been plotting the sons of God since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
He knew that we was always an elevated people. Because see, the serpent didn't go to anybody else. He didn't go to the sons of men. Right.
Well, he already probably got you.
Well, yeah, it was already, off. He wanted them to fall from their grandeur, fall from yeah.
Esau's the ultimate hater, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he messed up paradise. Deception.
Yeah, I think in Wisdom of Solomon 2, it says, the envy of the devil came death into the world.
Damn.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 47. It says, upon the 5th day, thou saidest unto the 7th part, where the waters were gathered, that is to bring forth living creatures. It says, fowls and fishes.
Fowls and fishes. Fowls represent the birds. Birds. Marine life. And look at the marine life now. It's filled up with plastic, man. And the ocean is ginormous. I don't even know if that's a dictionary term. You gotta put two big words together.
Huge.
Giant
Humongous.
and enormous at the same time.
It's deep. I think it goes all the way down to like the hell zone layer, and it's very, very vast. And how can you destroy the ocean? Just filled up with plastic. You got seagulls. I think it's a specific type of seagull, a specific type of bird. They eat plastic. It's basically built their body, so to speak, to eat up waste material to clean out the earth. And they actually, they actually dissected a couple of those birds, and they just filled up with plastic, man. Straws, all kind of Dorito bags and all kind of shit, man.
Yeah, because your body can't digest all them chemicals coming together, man. It's an unnatural reaction.
And so it came to pass, verse 48, for the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High.
So the Lord had to put a spirit to actually create life out of create man out of life. Because everything is established with what? The water. That's why man is a mixture of what? Water, earth, basically the elements. Compact the elements with the spirit of the Lord. See?
It says that all people might praise thy wondrous work.
And that's what the soul is. The soul is your compacted elements in your spirit. That's the soul.
Verse 49. It says, then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures.
Yes, the Lord said he ordained 2 living creatures. See?
It says, one thou callest Enoch.
When I called Enoch, the word Enoch goes with the word learn. I get the Hebrew word look that up real fast. Enoch. But it means learn. Yeah, learn.
It says, and the
And
other.
the word learn goes into the Hebrew word lamad. Because Enoch, which represents really just Adam, he received wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the Lord. He learned the ways of serpentry, so to speak. He learned how to move and maneuver through the world, maneuver through the obstacles and things of that nature. Tells you that in Proverbs, the first chapter, he gave man subtlety to learn how to build, understand how to structure, learn how to guide the people. And you need to be learned to do those things.
Yeah, the breath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's the breath.
It says, and didst verse 49, then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures. The one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan.
The other Leviathan. All right, and Leviathan represents the water. Basically, the land, you have the land beast, which is man, and you have the aquatic beast, which is Leviathan. And the so-called white man destroys both. Through his trickery, through his deceit, through the weapon. Like you look at these different submarines, they emit hostile frequencies.
Yeah, the nuclear submarines. So they're emitting nuclear radiation through the ocean.
Level of the ocean, that's affecting the Leviathan and the rest of the creatures down there. That's why you're seeing all these animals bleaching themselves, because they're trying to get away from the pollution and the radiation in the ocean.
Yeah. Leviathan will help take out Leviathan. Because Esau is also known as Leviathan too.
What is it, Leviathan, the crooked serpent?
Mhm.
Yeah, the word Enoch goes back to the word Kanawha. Yeah, the so-called white man, like I said, he's destroying the water. He's stealing the aquatic life, the aerial life through what? These different airplanes, these different satellites, chemtrails, all these different chemicals, and it's descending and it's destroying the world, man.
Yeah.
And what it said, the earth was made for our sake, not for Esau's sake.
He
And
was made for
we're
our
seeing
sake.
he's a horrible example of how to rule. Son of perdition. Go on that.
I'll read quickly. Verse 15 says, and this separate them one from the other, for the seventh part, namely, where the water was gathered together, might not hold them both. Yep. Verse 51, unto Enoch thou gavest one part, which was dried up the third day,
Man.
that he should dwell in the same part, wherein are 1,000 hills. Verse 52, but unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely, the moist, and has kept him to be devoured of whom thy will and went.
And that's beautiful because the Lord has a beautiful and a perfect blueprint how the world should be structured. All right, man is going to be here. This is what man's going to eat. This is how he's going to live. This is what he's going to do in his daily life. This is what he's going to do as hobbies. This is what he's going to do for enjoyment. This is what he's going to do for pleasure. And for the aquatic animals, this is their duty. This is their role. When the angels through the 1,000 years of structure, they already had the blueprint of how man was going to live.
That's why I said it was good.
And it was good. But that goes back to the word Tawab. It was good. Perfect. No blemish, no infraction, so to speak.
Yeah.
No mess ups. They didn't have to go back down. Oh, I fucked out. I should have put that there. Dang.
Yo.
Yeah.
You know how these.
Which one of y'all angels?
Your angels make the platypus.
You know, you hit a switch. You know these shabby ass carpenters. You know that you turn on a light switch in the kitchen and the goddamn garage opener. The angels ain't mess up.
Everything was perfect. Because it came to the top angel, which was Yahweh.
Shower cut on.
Through Yahweh. The Most High told Yahweh Shai, he gave him the blueprint how everything is going to be structured. And Yahweh Shai and the angels, they did their work. And they do everything to perfection. They're perfectionists. But you got some more? Going back to this devil. This devil got in power. He messed everything up, man. Job 24. Because we're looking at reobtain that same majesty, man. When the kingdom of heaven is established, like I said, if thy desire be thrones and scepters, seek wisdom. To usher or to engineer a kingdom, you have to have a lot of wisdom, man. Solomon didn't have all that wisdom to blow in it. He needed that. He needed all that wisdom to judge among the people. He needed that wisdom to build the temple of the Lord, build his temple, to control and structure the people's minds. That's where you get the word government. Government is a form of manipulation, but righteous manipulation. The word government means govern is to rule and submit in order to your mentality, to rule your mind. In the government of Israel, we're going to be all rulers. We're going to rule the minds of the people. And it first starts with understanding the mind of the Most High through His Word.
Yep.
See? And understanding the mind of your enemy. Because to seeing how bad the so-called white man went off, you see actually the right way of doing things. You got to know both sides. Really.
Yeah, wisdom of Solomon. King Solomon said he had the understanding of the reasoning of men.
He searched out folly and madness, as well as wisdom.
It's Job 24 and verse 3. They drove away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a plague.
Damn.
They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hid themselves together.
And I want to say, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he hates that, man. He hates, taking advantage of the needy, the fatherless, the widows. And Esau does that as if it's a badge of honor, you know?
That's why the Lord is raising up men that's considered the cause of that's the purpose of the prophet. We're giving up the people, but they've been stripped away from it. The rights. We're giving it all back to him through the Spirit of the Lord. You got that?
Isaiah 54. 51. This is Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good things unto the meek.
Yeah, what's the good things that we preach unto the meek, the kingdom of heaven? That's the best thing that our people, that's the only thing our people truly need. They don't need the 2019 Benz that's coming out. They don't need a new model BMWs. They don't need these new high rises. They don't need any of these things. Because truthfully speaking, the more you buy and put yourself into the spirit of this world, the more miserable you are.
Yep.
Depression is really higher for the rich than the poor. You be thinking that the rich are living it up and they just having the time of their lives. Now, some of them, of course, the elitists are. But these are so-called middle-class individuals, $100,000 in their checking account, $200,000, $300,000, or even $50,000, $60,000. They be extremely depressed, man. They constantly got to work. They never at home. The woman's getting popped by the pool guy. They just jacked up on the hole. A lot of times their children are extreme psychopaths with disobedience.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember Lil Wayne? He had that song. Here it is, Lil Wayne is worth hundreds of millions. And you know, he had that song back in the day, I Feel Like Dying.
Yeah, I feel like dying.
They're depressed.
Yeah, the drug induced.
Yep.
And they got so much money, and their addiction is so high they can't run away from it. Because when you got a lot of money, or in turn, when you fat, bro, it's kind of hard to have an extreme drug addiction. Well, a lot of our people do, but for the most part, you're not going to be on drugs as heavily as somebody that's rich. They got easier access. They always in parties. They always up, you know?
If I'm gonna say, since you mentioned the rapper, Lil Wayne said he had a song called I Feel Like Dying. Kanye had a song called Addiction.
Yep.
And in that song he said, is it money, is it cars, is it clothes? I've been afflicted by not one, but not two, but all three. He's addicted to all of them. Look at all that damn money.
Yep. Richard Pryor, you know, back in the day, during his era, you know, freebasing was a rich man's way of getting high, smoking cocaine. So that wasn't, you know, it wasn't. That's why, you know, even in the history of that, you know, it wasn't until the 80s when Jake started. That's when crack came in, because crack was a cheap drug, cheap thrill. But that 60s, 70s smoking cocaine, that was expensive. That was a rich man's drug, you know.
Yeah, look at the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
You had that one individual lady on CNN, one of the ladies on, I don't know if it was CNN, one of those news media outlets, her daughter died off of opioids. So these devils are getting played. Continue.
God.
Get over.
Now there's Isaiah 61 and verse 2 to proclaim the acceptable of Salah. This is verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good things unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives.
To proclaim liberty unto the captives. Our people are in captivity right now, and we're doing the same job that our fathers did, our forefathers did. When we was in captivity under the Persians and the Medes, the Lord raised up leaders to help freedom, to give them liberation, mental liberation first. Nehemiah, Ezra, Esther, Mordecai. In Babylon, you had Daniel, you had Jeremiah, you had Isaiah, you had Ezekiel, you had Greece, you had the Maccabean family. You had all these unique individuals that was looking to go against the grain for that which was right. They weren't looking to bow down. Oh, Daniel, prime example. Everybody was bowing down, but Daniel said, Mother F that, man. He said, I'm going to stand for my power and I'm going to die by my power. You got his company of men that were around him, Hananiah, Mishael, and I forget the third. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, as everybody knows, they rebelled too. That's why they got thrown in the furnace. You know? Azariah. You have the story of the three Hebrew children. Yeah, that was them. Bell and the dragon. So we represent those same individuals right now. Yeah. Everybody's bowing down, and that's the same thing with the chip. The chip is going to be the new idol that everybody's going to bow down to. That's going to be the new thing our people worship.
Yep.
But we're freeing them, starting off with their minds, to raise up and push against the system that's trying to push down on them. Look at that.
God, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison of them that are bound.
And opening the prison of them that are bound. So our people are bound, but we have a specific key to open that prison. And what's that key that we have? The key of life, this word, that nobody has access to. This is a unique key. Because there's only one lock and there's only one key. Our people are locked down mentally through these mental chains of the society, and we have the key to freedom. But it's a lot of people that have access to that key, but they're not using it. They're stuffing that key in their pillow.
Yeah.
You know?
Or they lost the key.
Or they lost the key, they had the key.
Trying to pawn it.
They gotta shake down the whole house, turn the house upside down to find the key. But we cherish this key.
Yeah, we wearing it around our neck.
We wearing it around our neck.
You know, like I don't know, you brothers are familiar. Queen Latifah, she still wears around her neck her first Mercedes-Benz keys that she ever bought when she got some money. So here it is in 2018. She done probably bought Benz at the Benz at the Benz. But the very first key to the first Benz she bought, she still wear that around her neck to this day. That's her first love. So, you know, I just use that as an example of, like how you said, we that key around our, we keep it close, man. Ain't gotta look for it.
That's what the Bible say about wisdom. They say, put it around my neck is like a chain.
That's right.
What is wisdom is not around your neck, that's the truth.
Wisdom is the key.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and 76. It says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments.
Go, so, restoration. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And shall be known more of my children.
Well, it's an offer on the idols. Like we had mentioned about the chip. That's basically what the chip is going to be. But then the Lord, you're not going to bow under it. Yeah, 68. Yeah.
So this is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
And that's thing offered unto idols is the chip. They're going to offer that chip, and it's not going to be a bargain. Do you want to take that chip? No. All right. Thanks. Nah, it's not going to be that. They're going to push it down on you. You ain't going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to sell. The whole dynamics of the system is going to switch up.
Yep. Like what was that movie? You brothers are better with it. But they show that in Reddick, but they also show it in, which one was it, Marvel, where Thor's brother came down and he made all the people bow.
Yeah, that was in the first Avengers.
That was in the first Avengers, and you had an old man that stand up, and he's like, I will not bow. And he's about to kill him, and then they came in and they fought, you know. But even in Reddick, they show you that where that godlike lead, that godlike king came into the place, and he basically told everybody to bow. He's like, either you bow, and the guy was like, no, we will not bow.
Oh yeah, in the Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, in the Chronicles of Riddick, and then what did the guy do? He said, okay. He's like, okay, you don't want to bow? He snatched that man. He snatched his soul right up out of him. And what did everybody do? They bowed.
He sucked it up.
Yep.
I was in that scene.
Yep.
That was outside.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of people that's going to bow in these times. Just like the Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes came down, you had a few men that stood up, but majority of them bowed. They was like, shit, fuck that shit. I ain't trying to die.
I'm trying to live.
I'm trying to
They
live.
wanted to do it.
Yeah. It was like, shit, we got these, after Antiochus broke down the different cities of Judah, they started getting them gymnasiums and those different holidays and matches and stuff. Take money, man. Yeah. They was like, man, the hell with this Israelite. Here, you know you an Israelite. It ain't even a religion. The hell with this Israelite stuff.
I'm a Greek.
I ain't like the Hebrew anyways. I like this Greek stuff. I like the Greek alphabet. That's Jake, man.
Ribbons of blue and fringes. No, I like togas. Shit.
Hey, that's the time they living in, man. Our people are falling short. They're going to continue to follow this system, 2/3, and you got the 1/3 that's drawing back. Continue.
2 Ezra 16 and 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach.
And that's going to put you in a worse predicament. Here it is, you think you're going to battle against peace and nurturing from the devil.
Right.
He's trying to control and manipulate you. Like the Social Security Act. When the Social Security system first came into play, you had individuals that had to be forcibly put on Social Security. Certain elitists, certain white people that weren't advocating the Social Security Act and things of that nature, numerical tagging, so to speak. You had certain people that opposed those views, but they had to be pushed on them. And it wasn't pushed on them for the betterment of themselves. It was pushed for the controlling of the masses.
That's right.
Because now, look at the Social Security system. Look at the point of each and every one of us having Social Security. That's not for our benefit. What the hell is we getting out of it?
Right.
We getting shit out of that. Our birth certificate. That's just for the stamping of showing that we're slaves under so-and-so number, man.
Esau make you pay for your birth certificate too.
Yeah.
Like when you have a child, like when you go into the if you dealing with like a newborn baby or birth, to get the birth certificate, you gotta pay for that. And I remember when I had my daughter and Esau, basically the hospital told me that shit. I was like, this motherfucker here, man. You basically making me pay for my warehouse receipt of my child.
And Esau gonna make you pay for that chip.
He really should give it to free. For an easy payment of $4.99.
Well, you see these women today. The prelude of the chip is really these women that's taking these birth control pills. That's not the official format of the chip, but to a certain degree that is the chip.
Yep.
You know, and certain women say, I got the chip. I can't have kids because I got the chip in me.
Or what did Esau say a few years ago? Esau started through, I think that was through Obama, through the Obama Act actually, because you know in the Obama Act it speaks about having that implantable device. Because what happened back, remember a few years back with the taxes? If you didn't have insurance, they was taxing you. They was fining you $500, $1,000 on your tax return. So it was forcing you to keep insurance so that when that chip gets pushed, what you gonna do? Through your insurance, you're gonna get it for free. This devil here, man. Yep. Esau, man. This Habakkuk 2 and 5, man.
It says in trodden underfoot, verse 7.
The scriptures speak about how the devil is going to be on watch like a leopard. He's going to come down like a wolf, a raven and a wolf. And it said they're going to be trotting on the foot. So the trot is something on the foot, it's the mark on top of it. So we know through the spirit that during the time of martial law, when they're marching on the people, that they're going to impose certain laws upon the people. Like Nazi Germany.
Draconian legislation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Like you said, yeah, great dragon. And tyranny goes into the word T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And then they show you like that with T-Rex in Jurassic Park. You knew the T-Rex was coming by what? Him trotting through the woods. Boom, boom. You didn't know it wasn't. You didn't think a chicken was coming. You knew like, oh shit. Boom. The cup.
Prey running this shit. See all these fowls flying the one, vibrating.
Then shall he come like a great flood. Yep. And then it said trotting, and that's where Micah 7 go come into play with you women. Scriptures say, then shall she be trotting down in the streets like the mire of the streets, you know? And she shall be ashamed. Why? Because those that believe, there shall be a standard lifted for them, and then those that are flowing unto this idol that it won't release from this system, they're gonna be trodden down. You know.
It says shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
It said they shall be like madmen. And these are the same people that are people divinely trusted. They're part of the Republican Party, the Democrat Party. They have the tags, pro-America. They got the American flag outfit, so to speak. They got the flag T-shirt. They say the Pledge of Allegiance to the college and school.
Yep.
And this same system is gonna escalate, man. Like the Purge. You see how the Purge, when you watch the first Purge, and then you see how they coming up, but you see the time they was poisoning the shit out of all the people. And this devil won't do it again. Now his horn grew back in his head, and he's a sheep now. Somebody trying to work like that. Work like that. The devil. And that's why I tell you that in Revelation how he had he looked like a lamb, but he spake like a dragon, because he comes with a more innocent, he comes with appealing to the interest. It seems like he's trying to pull at your best views or what's right for you, but he's really trying to turn you into a pit.
Or if I may, this devil shows, like I was thinking about, speaking to my rib about how, even the social discrimination that Esau does with food stamps, going to our parents' generation of old, because what was happening? When the older generation, when they got their food stamps, they could only shop on the aisles within. They couldn't buy fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. That wasn't allowed on food stamps. So what do they have to do? They had to buy canned goods, canned fruits. That right there is systematically leading you to death. It's like, hey, I'm giving you a gift. Here's free money for food, but no, don't buy fresh green beans. Go get these mercury infested canned green beans.
That's why when you go into Jake's house, that's why we used to eat them, because Jake be on them government benefits.
Right.
I mean, you can do it at the farmer's market.
No, but that's recent. That's recent. That's recent where through WIC and through other things. Well, but back in the day, I remember growing up. My parents didn't eat fresh vegetables like that.
Like, what you done to get bananas, but you had to pay out cash?
You had to pay out, but Jacob was trying to do that shit.
Nah, they trying to get whatever.
Go ahead, Salaki.
It says, for they shall waste and take away the goods and cast them out of their houses.
When the time of martial law and the time of insurrection comes, it's going to be every man for themselves. Survive the fittest. Only the strong survive. And it's a lot of people that's mentally weak here.
Yep.
Especially these so-called tough guys. The ones that kind of have the bottle about themselves. Like they the shit, so to speak. Yeah. A lot of them gonna fold up.
You sexy flexy men.
Yeah, the sexy flexy men. Got the condos. Pretty boys, the ones that shave every Monday. Yeah. Put the line up. Them guys ain't gonna last.
Yeah, waxing their chest.
The Lord already putting us in that barbarian type of spirit anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, like right now, in the rain. A lot of Jakes ain't gonna come out here in the rain, they're gonna mess their hair up.
My shoes.
They just got their hair done Friday. They just paid for their hair to get done Friday. They ain't coming out here.
We know a person like that too.
No, we know plenty of. We had men in the camp like that.
From the top to the bottom.
Don't want to mess up the new J's they bought. And we're gonna have us out here. That's why the Lord is building our minds. We're gonna have to go through these trying times. Jacob, time of Jacob's trouble. That's talking about the whole nation of Israel.
Yep.
See?
It says, verse 30, take Ezra 16:7-3. Then shall they know who are my chosen.
Then, in the aftermath of all these things, it shall be revealed who are the chosen. Meaning everybody has to go through a certain trial to see, because the gold is going to shine. When everything comes and all hell breaks loose, you're going to see when the smoke clears, who stands. And the ones that have the level of perseverance, the level of endurance, the level of stamina, they're going to survive the test of time.
Yep.
It says, and they shall be tried as as the gold and the fire.
Yeah, how do you try to first? Meaning the adversary is going to put the first thing in hell upon you, and that hell is not going to burn you away. It's going to purify you.
Yep.
It's going to strip you. Like when Yahushua was getting tried through the devil, personally from the devil, that didn't break him down. That built his faith.
Yeah.
Job got personally tried by the devil himself, Satan. That broke him down. Paul had his infirmities. He got pegged by the spiritual demon Satan. He kept going. He got sharper. He got wiser. He got more spiritual. He got more humble. So the same thing applies to us today. You got that the devil is coming. Like you understand, the colonial legislation, the executive orders, they already laid out, the prescribed writings. Because even a lot of legislation, when they put it in books, that doesn't mean it's going to actually pop, so to speak, at that time. They let things simmer up. They wait for the perfect time to execute it. That's why they're known as what? Executive order.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an order, but it's the time to execute it strongly, so to speak.
Because most of those executive orders, they can't be executed until when? Martial law, or when the Constitution is suspended.
Yeah. It's Habakkuk 1 and 6. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation.
That bitter and hasty nation. What does America mean? It means bitter. America is that bitter and hasty nation, meaning hard and hasty to receive that new world order. It tells you in Revelation 12 and 12, the devil has come down with great wrath, knowing he have but a short time. So he's going to be hasty to get to fully control his enterprise.
Everything except
We shall march through the bitter
Martial law.
of the land.
March through the breath. Meaning they're going to actually scope through all quarters. There's going to be no hiding ground. There's going to be no area that you're going to be able to fully secrecy from.
Yep.
Because you got these different military men. Esau, they got certain binoculars that can use these buildings. They can put on certain binoculars and see through all this. Right?
They show you the movie back in the day in the 90s. It's a good movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams, Eraser. And it's on Netflix if you brothers haven't seen it. And in the movie, they were talking about the military weapons they had. And the weapon that they had was a weapon where they could shoot pure energy, but they could use that scope and they could dial it in and they could see your heart rate, your heart beating in your chest in your house. So they could aim like, oh, we got them. They zoom in. Zzz. That was like early, mid 90s. Yeah, it's a good movie. So they show you that they got weapons with it. You think you hide in your closet on some, what was the bitch? It was the Nazi Germany or some Anne Frank shit. Like you gonna hide in the attic, cover your mouth and shit. It's a devil that's gonna be 10 miles away that's gonna shoot your ass.
Drones. You got these superpowered drones. You got drones that the devil don't even show you about. And they don't have to even, they got it to the point that they're autonomous. So you don't even have to have somebody on the back controlling them.
Yep.
They're gonna do their work. Execute the kill. They're gonna go ballistic.
Yep.
You see that in the Black Mirror, the episode? Like last episode?
What was that movie with Jamie Foxx? And he was like a pilot. And remember there was the 3 of them and he had the 4th one? No. He was in the military.
Jughead?
No, he was like flying the planes, but they had the 4th one. The plane was like a drone. It was of his own. And it was a smart plane. It's like the plane thought. It didn't. I think it was stealth. It was stealth. Yeah. Remember they were top pilots, but the 4th plane wasn't a man plane. It was a machine with a brain with AI, and it thought for itself. You know.
Oh, with that movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Eagle Eye. It's another one.
That's what happened in that movie on Upgrade. At the end, I don't know the robot name, but it was like, it put him in spirit world.
Yeah, see?
So in his body.
See?
That's how the devil go up right now. They gonna march through the land.
That's beautiful.
Because the Chaldeans was marching through the land. The Chaldeans are the ancient elitists. They were known to have divine powers through witchcraft and you know, and that's the same thing with these devils today. Artificial intelligence, that's the highest form of witchcraft today, man. That artificial intelligence, that shit he's going to use this technology not to help you people, but for the hurt of the masses of the individuals.
For the benefit of you.
And it's starting now. Us using these cell phones, the GPS. You ain't following the GPS following your ass.
That's right, Doc.
Right when you click it, they always ask us, do you accept this? It's always some damn accept.
Do you accept us following your location?
Some
terms
long
and conditions.
fine text. I remember one when I first got a phone. You know they always have some text, and you always scroll and just click accept. And I know reading it. It said, actually, basically allowing us to do you accept it allows us to go through your content, go through all your media files, and that. So I clicked deny. I couldn't use the phone.
You can't use the phone, yeah.
You couldn't use it. You have to click accept. So the so-called white men is trying to control you, trying to get all your information to eradicate you.
That's why I used to be so anti, when you do a Google search, would you like them to use your location? I used to be like, no, man, fuck it now. Yes, just use it. Just know where I'm at. You already know, so let me stop acting like being proud. Like, no, fuck that, man. Yeah.
It says, verse 6 says, below, I rose up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, and shall march through the breadth of the land.
The breath of the land.
Breadth of the land.
Yep. Yeah. Breath.
Okay.
Oh, breath. Yeah.
All right. Time.
Yeah, you got like length, you got breadth. The breadth of the land is basically the perimeters of the land. And when you look at the different like troops, like ancient martial law and things of that nature, like in Rome, you'll see how he was marching, man. Trumpet too. And they were very precise how they were going to those different houses. Because now you got niggas, they got hella guns. America is more strapped than any other country, man.
Yes.
Per citizen. And they ain't got no little 45 or no little pistol. They
got them automatic.
Yeah, they got them long guns, man.
And then you go to these backwood Edomite areas where they live. I remember we had I ain't gonna say his name, but a man that used to be in our camp. He said there was a gun store where he used to live at. And he said, man, every weekend you go up there on a Saturday, he said, man, that gun store look like Walmart. These Edomites just going in there like on the weekends just buying up guns. More so now. These Edomites, because Esau knows martial law is coming. If anybody knows, Esau do,
And so you double can't attack this place from a Jewish standpoint, fighting fire with fire, so you see firepower. He's coming with it's going to be a more aerial attack, man. He's going to come with aerial drones and troops. Because you already got this certain bulletproof vest, ricochet bulletproof vest, invisible smoke, like this people like binoculars. You got technology that's being tested with and these soldiers transforming them to super soldiers to the point they damn near get shot in the heart and they survive, man.
Yeah.
The mechanics of the like you said, exoskeleton and the internal mechanics is controlling to the point where they can't sit down, damn near terminated.
Stranger Things.
Yep.
That was all about military weapons.
Yep.
Continue. It says, to possess well places that are not there.
Possess the dwelling places that aren't there. So the places that you live, that you're gonna scream out my rights. I pay the bill for this motherfucker. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. No.
My constitutional rights.
Hey, you watch that on YouTube.
Yeah, that shit if you want.
I think it's called when sovereign citizens get slammed, so to speak. You have police officers speaking to sovereign citizens. The sovereign citizens hit with all these different rights and things of that nature. Not according to Penal Code 51663.
Right.
Well, it tells you this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, taking the hell out of them, locking them up, slamming their heads into the doors and shit. Because this devil doesn't care about his rights.
Yeah. Who was that?
He the one gave you rights, he gonna take them away.
Well, Baby Bush said what? The Constitution ain't nothing but a piece of paper.
Yep.
That's a quote. Yep. That's a fact.
Verse 7 says, they are terrible and dreadful.
Terrible and dread, full of dread. So when this devil comes down, he's not coming in a full measure. He's not coming to liberate people with power and empower you. He's coming to take certain things from you. And that's why the Lord is going to raise up a standard for the next Lord. We understand exactly what this devil is going to do. It's going to come down with fierce wrath. It's going to come to destroy, steal, kill, and destroy, depopulate, reorganize the system upon a new world order.
Yep.
And us brothers that's in his faith, we're going to have the power to resist. Isaiah 33 and 6 tells you that.
Revelation 3 and 9 through 10. Is that?
See, Isaiah 59 and 19. No little standard.
Yep.
Standard.
That hour of temptation.
That hour of temptation, where it speaks about the devil shall cast some of us into prison for 10 days, beat out pigs for the devil. You're going to see that kind of life. And John is writing this from the honor Patmos in prison. He's sitting down in the prison, getting a vision of men of the Lord actually going to have to suffer the same thing now. Actually being locked up. Concentration camps. And it ain't going to be like you in concentration camps with 500 people, y'all all in a big ass dorm population. No,
Yeah.
you're going to have no special quarters to teach you this word.
Shit, we gonna be in. If we be those men, we gonna be. Hell, before we know we those men being tried, we gonna be in these special kind of prisons. They ain't gonna take us to the Cobb County prison. You know what I'm saying? Esau got special prisons where he off the grid. You know,
And black sites.
them black sites. Yep.
Hey, but we ain't got nothing to worry.
That's
We know
that's
these
right.
things going to happen. The scripture says, "Draw for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight."
That's right. Out.
Con.
So the Lord is going to, at the end of the day, this devil is going to come down. They're going to be to his demise.
That's right.
Now,
Out.
terrible and dreadful, their judgment and their dignity shall possess of themselves. The horses also are swifter than the leopard.
That talks about the military. Once you walk over there, you'll see the troops through the streets. You'll see the big boy MRAPs. But the MRAPs are a military, mind resistant. Mind resistant, but they're basically mind resistant troops. Yep. See?
Con.
That represents the horses. See?
Con, and it says, and are more fierce than the evening wolves.
They're more fierce than the evening wolves. The evening wolves come to devour, man. Evening wolves run in packs. When they run in packs, they howling, they speak, it's loud, it's a loud outcry.
Yep.
And they're coming, they hunt for the sake of destroying.
And you know you had spoke on the marching through the breath. What do wolves do? Wolves hunt in packs, but they'll scatter off. So if you think you're gonna run this way, you're gonna run into another wolf. Or you're gonna run that way, you're gonna run into another wolf. The wolves are actually, it's a main wolf pushing you to the other wolf. So that goes into martial law too. You think you're gonna flee, and you're gonna run into they're gonna have you, basically covered in all angles. Precincts.
It ain't nothing to break them boroughs up and control them. You know? Controlling
Are y'all connected by
these
bridges?
different cities, yeah, y'all connected
Zip
by,
codes.
bridges and zip codes, yep.
And the horsemen shall spread themselves, and the horsemen shall come from far.
And that horsemen shall come from far, that represents mercenary troops. That's gonna be hired for extreme execution. Basically kill and destroy.
Yep.
And you will watch that on different movies where a pestilence outbreak comes, where there's no mercy on these people. Because at the end of the day, the so-called white man has to have a authority to just shoot troops down. He's not just gonna come down and just shoot citizens down. It has to be a legitimate reason for him to go and actually come down and shoot. And one of the main instruments, I believe, to the spirit is the text.
It's a what?
Giving you right to actually shoot the shit out of people. What's the reason why you killing these people? They're sick. They're crazy.
World War Z.
What was he? Because they had one scene, and I think it was the crazy. They shot that individual, and they got him on fire with a flamethrower.
Yeah, y'all the crazy.
They showed you that in this game called Egypt. And what happened in the game, all hell broke loose. But how it happened, this guy put one little drop of this disease on $100 bill.
See?
And it went out, and he put that $100 bill out into the public, and everybody caught that shit. So people started dying by the millions. And in that game, when you're playing it, you see like the people you're trying to stop, you see them burning dead bodies. And there's contaminated zones and shit. That gets fucking
See?
Alright. And it says, and the horsemen shall come from far, they shall fly as the eagle that hastens to eat.
Having that aerial vision, they're gonna have an elevated point of view. You know, to a point you can't escape.
With the satellites.
With the satellites, it's for Jake, man. Like I said, if Jake tries to 2/3. 2/3 gonna try to run from a snake, and a bear's gonna meet him. Meaning everything is gonna be to the point of killing you, man. Why? Because you didn't adhere to the Lord. And at the end of the day, we're gonna have refuge centers. Not by the government, but by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Spiritual safe houses.
Spiritual safe houses.
Yeah, come.
But verse 9 says, they shall come all for violence, their faces shall suck up as the east wind.
Yeah, it says that they shall all come for violence. So the government, even during that time, the Chaldeans, they weren't coming for the peace and the prosperity of the people. They were looking to kill them and place them under a hard of bondage. That's what it said out there.
Verse 9 says, they shall come all for violence, their faces shall suck up as the east wind. And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And then they come the sand of the sea. Meaning they're going to gather it and grab us a lot of in the future.
Damn.
Yep.
Isaiah 65 and 11.
That's why you have these different when the martial law is established, there's going to be no more imports and exports. So these different trade routes, what are they going to be importing and exporting?
Niggas.
Negroes. It's going to go right back to 1611, man. They're going to be in cargo slaves, cargo, I was about to say slave ship. So basically, cargo, in those different cargo connex boxes, so to speak, being shipped from one place to the next, man.
Yeah, look at I marvel at how big the Mercedes-Benz building stadium is. It's humongous, and that's gonna be a holding cell for a lot of you niggas. Yeah. You see, you could be out in certain parts of the city, like outskirts, and you can see you can see that stadium. You can see that stadium way out.
You can almost see it when you get up and you get past Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
You start to see the street.
Yeah.
You can see the stadium.
If you coming from like Jimmy Carter, cause that's a high point. When you at like Jimmy Carter, you could kind of see the skyline. You can see the building with the skyline.
Yeah, that building is so tall. I remember because that building is up so high. It's almost like you climbing a mountain. That's it. But then it's like it took so long for that roof to get right. You gotta have the right people, the right contract, to get people up there. It's high. Ears pop, you know what I'm saying? We start seeing robbery. I went up to the top one time. I was like, I'm not going up there no more.
See?
I'm not going.
And then what the top opens up, right? So Esau gonna be dropping you niggas in by the helicopter.
Well, it's gonna open up. It's gonna float the helicopters down in the middle.
And he's gonna be niggas getting dropped off like a goddamn pizza.
The Lord is going to protect you from that. That's what it's all about, though. That being said,
Yeah.
the Lord has he's issued out a perfect judgment, like it says in Jeremiah 15, such as are from death to death, the sword to the sword. He said he's going to appoint the dog to tear. You know? So, at the end of the day, you days that are living, not trying to turn back to the law, you got death away. By your lover, your first love, the so-called life.
You earned it, my man.
And you earned it. Well, that's the main point, you know, and for the ones that are doing right by the Lord, they're going to receive salvation and receive mercy and redemption.
Yep.
So we're going to end by giving all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.